all your party needs, explore more at CourtleysBakery.com.
When you get a call from a top NBA player who was injured in a car crash by a drunk driver and faces a career-ending injury, you know you must bring your A game. And you also feel grateful that your reputation as the world's largest injury firm with hundreds and hundreds of verdicts and billions in recoveries for our clients has been recognized. Results matter, reputation matters, choices matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, or thepeople.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gordon Christensen, and if you're a dentist as I am, or you know a dentist, please take a moment to listen. When I became a dentist, I learned how quickly poor oral health can lead to other serious health problems. And for people without access to care, these problems can spiral very quickly. I wanted to help, but I wasn't sure how I could until I joined Dental Lifeline Network. It's a nonprofit that has helped us literally change the lives of people in our communities. DLN asks dentists to volunteer to see just one of the many patients in need in your area. It's very simple. DLN screens those in need and coordinates an initial appointment that takes place in the comfort of the dentist's own office and on their schedule. Right now, there's a wait list for patients in need in your community. I'm asking fellow dentists who will join me in seeing one patient per year.
Learn more about Dental Lifeline Network at willyouseeone.org. That's willyouseeone.org.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job postings should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group, LLC. WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
Yeah, we'll get it rolling on a Friday morning for you on a hopefully a summer weekend that will be filled with fun and frivolity. We'll get it started. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Bradford White Water Heaters are here for the pro, and they bring you the 6 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show. Coach leaves us with a morning mind bender to get your brainwaves rolling. Nearly 70% of Americans say they have this on hand in the freezer at all times. This sounds like a trick question. What is it? It's in your freezer.
I'm torn between two things.
Two things? I think ice cream.
That wasn't one of my two.
What's your other one?
Frozen pizza and chicken breasts.
That's sort of an odd combo.
A snowball.
Frozen pizza.
Or chicken breasts.
It's got to be the pizza then, because it's too
Ice
obvious
cream's probably it now that you say it.
I mean, wouldn't it be ice cream?
Yeah. What else could it be? Like I didn't
Frozen
think of
pizza
anything.
or chicken breast.
Chicken breast.
Everybody's got chicken breast.
I
in
don't
the
think
freezer.
nearly 70% of Americans have frozen chicken breast.
Seriously, growing up, I always had a snowball in the freezer. And
Why?
wintertime, I would always pack a snowball because I love the snow. And I would put it in the freezer. And then next winter, I would take it out, throw it out to my parents.
Yeah, we're going to need a lot more weirdos to get to 70% there.
Oh my gosh, that is bizarre.
What is it, Coach?
What is the answer?
Well, in honor of Pat Egan not being here again,
Ice cream.
it's ice cream.
Yeah, it has to be ice cream, right? I mean,
Everybody's got chicken and stuff, some kind.
Who the hell is the 30% that don't have ice cream in their freezer?
no, I can tell you frozen chicken. No, I don't think you'd find it. She may.
Yeah,
No,
I
she'll
bet
pick
you
it
do.
up. No, she'll
Check
pick it
when
up.
you get home.
She'll pick it up fresh.
Check when you get home.
Really?
There's always chicken nuggets,
Bob's
chicken
getting-
breast. Oh,
Bob's got
my
a lot of
wife,
frozen chicken.
My wife is the freezing queen of anything.
She's the ice queen, you're telling
I mean, like, you can barely get done eating dinner, and there's some left over, and boom, it's in the freezer.
Let me freeze it.
Let me freeze that for another day.
Now we freeze. Talk about kooky stuff. Christina freezes garbage.
What?
If she gets rotisserie chicken or something like that, she takes the scraps, the leftovers. I mean, she doesn't throw it in the trash because it's too hot. Put it in the trash. She'll put it in the freezer and then throw it out on trash day. puts it in the freezer so it doesn't.
What do you mean
stink
it's
up,
too hot?
So it doesn't
Like,
stink up your house.
Oh, well.
You throw garbage in, and it's 95 degrees outside.
Does heat affect smell?
Yes, terribly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terribly.
I'd say the heat brings smell out.
It brings
before.
smell out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you stay
I
away
mean, it's
from
like essentially cooking.
Like when you
You're like
sweat,
cooking the
you
trash.
smell.
I never smelled anything.
He can't
So
smell anything.
I know.
So we don't
all
know what
this
that
is
is.
new to me.
You should
Now,
know
chicken
this.
breast, though, we'll have to be on the lookout for the chicken breast. I will look later. I don't believe that there's any in the freezer. Olivia found a box of Eggo waffles.
Yeah.
Like 11
and
Stranger Things.
said, oh my gosh, this is like, oh my gosh, there's Legos, Eggos. I don't eat them. What is it? Why am I saying Lego?
Because Lego my Eggo.
Lego my Eggo.
Lego
Okay,
my
okay.
Eggo.
The fallout from the 76ers' proposed new stadium literally dominated the news cycle yesterday. It sort of dominated our show, too. We never had a show other than the day that Doug Peterson left the organization. We have not had a day where it was dominated by just one story like that. 6:50 in the morning, the story breaks, and we talked about it constantly through the course of the rest of the morning. A lot of things coming down last night. Obviously, a lot of situations that are being determined. Community leaders are already, up in arms, trying to voice their displeasure with it. I don't even know that it's had a chance to breathe. I know that today I feel a little more like I would be open to it than maybe I was yesterday, but I'm still can't say that I'm finding myself in great agreement of it. But one thing that cannot be denied, and I'm just going to go from the 6 o'clock news last night, there has never been a higher crime rate in the area where they're going to build, more violent crime, more murder or otherwise. And I think it's one thing that they're going to have to deal with. Across the whole city, they got to deal with it. But I still think that that's something that's going to be a blockade in many people's minds. We did a poll yesterday. It ended up 40% in for it, 36% against it, and then 24% on the fence. Devon did a poll, are you for it or are you against it, yesterday afternoon, and it was around 56% against it yesterday on his show, which is weird. Our show seemed to have more support for it. Devon's show more against it. So where do you stand today? What are you feeling about it today, Bobby?
Still the same. I think it would be interesting. Obviously, you have so many things that you have to work out. The stuff that we brought up yesterday, the traffic, the train situation, where's parking going to be, all of that stuff, and security also. Where is that all going to fall? How is that all going to be handled? Everybody's reaction right now is uneducated reaction. Right? We don't know. We don't know exactly how the security, the train situation, we don't know all of those things. So to say, yeah, it would be great, well, you don't know if they don't come up with the proper solutions of the things I just mentioned. To say it would be horrible, well, you don't know because, as Jamie pointed out yesterday and other callers did, they did put a stadium in Washington in one of the worst areas in the country, and it wound up fixing that area. So could it be something that happens like that? Maybe. You have to get all these other questions answered. The people that I feel for, whose reaction that I want to see most, are the people that live down there, and it doesn't seem to be very favorable.
No, the Chinatown neighborhood is, they're already mobilizing. It's almost like they knew, Jamie. Like maybe a local community leader or something knew. Because they mobilized up last night.
Well, there's been some polls that have gone out from the Sixers, some questionnaires. This didn't start yesterday. I'm sure they had a pretty good idea they were one of the proposed areas. I know the Old City area, was against it vehemently. So, they got wind before yesterday. But, yeah, they were quick to action. I saw a Facebook post from the Chinatown Neighborhood Association, and it wasn't pumped. I would say, hey, we're pretty against it, and it's going to have to go before the city and zoning and all of that, and the neighborhoods and people are going to have a say in it, and we'll see. I do think it would overwhelmingly be better than a negative. Still, I just think that east side of Market Street. It's one of the two main veins of Center City, and it's kind of just lost in between 5th Street and 11th Street. It needs something that can tie the city together, and I think this could be it.
It certainly is an area that would hopefully they're obviously not welcoming it right now, the community, but I would imagine that it could be something beneficial. One thing is clear. Financially, it doesn't help neighborhoods. There's study after study that'll show you that the stadium coming in doesn't raise the neighborhood up financially. The teams make a lot of money from it, but they don't it doesn't tend to be a study where, okay, this is a boon to the community. And I think that's what a lot of people in the Chinatown area, Connor, are concerned about.
Yeah, and I mean, that would make sense. I don't know. I haven't read studies on anything like that.
There's a million of them if you want to dive down the hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that because
you have a show this weekend.
I imagine it would help with just the amount of foot traffic, but I guess it's already in Center City, and foot traffic isn't really the issue. It's just what do you do between those blocks? I mean, I've got to defer to the people in the neighborhood because for me, I could take it either way. I could have the stadium down in South Philly. I could have it in Center City. I don't have strong feelings for or against it besides the nostalgia I feel for the South Philly sports complex. So I've got to defer to the reaction for the people closest to it, which sounds like they're anti at the time.
I feel, though, I have the draw to the stadium complex, and I wonder if that's where sort of I lie, is that I love the stadium complex.
It'll still be there. You can still go see Flyers, Sixers, Eagles. Flyers, Eagles, Flyers, Eagles, and Phillies down there. So Devon actually had a line on his show yesterday that kind of resonated with me. And he said, just having your own gym excites me. And because you're not talking about a cookie-cutter arena, you're not talking about a place you're going to share hockey with, where there's ice underneath the floor, all of that. I know exactly what Devon's saying. Like, you go to Indiana, and where the Pacers play, it's solely a basketball gym.
It's a barn, right?
Yeah, and there are different places around the country where it's just a basketball arena. And when Devon said that, like, a gym, just a basketball gym, that kind of resonated with me. Oh, cool. Go to Center City, walk into the place, and you know it's a basketball gym.
Were you surprised it was 18.5?
18.5.
18,500.
Oh.
They're going to build it a little more intimately.
Yeah.
They're going to cut 2,000 seats out.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, basketball's better in a smaller environment. Let's be serious, too. The Wells Fargo Center has extremely cursed vibes. Like, that place sucks. It is not a house of winning.
That's a fair point.
I support them leaving.
Wait a minute. The Wings have given you many moments.
Yeah, I mean, I was there during the Gary Gate and Tom Marichek and Dallas Eliuk days. But outside of that, the Wells Fargo Center is a cursed building.
Why would it be cursed?
The Philadelphia Soul
I
had
don't know.
a three-peat there.
Yeah, okay. With the Flyers,
why would it be cursed?
The Flyers and Sixers have won nothing there.
That has nothing to do with the building.
I support them fleeing. Get out of there. Start your own winning tradition.
What do you like? What do you think? There's like an exorcism?
Horrible building.
Exorcism needs to go on?
Horrible place.
I don't mind intimacy either. As far as like you're saying, you cut down some seats. Like the vet.
Start that thought over.
The vet was 60,000, and you cut it down to
Bob's
what?
horny for stadiums.
All right, 42,000.
What's it? 38 or 42?
It's like 40,000 for the Phillies. I don't mind. Look, our favorite place is the Palestra. Holds all of 7,500. I mean. I don't mind the a little bit smaller arena. And like I said, Devon's saying about a gym, like walking into a gym feeling. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Now, I'm just going to go right off of the local news. And, Jamie, it's the one thing that I can't understand, and you and I were debating it yesterday. I think, with all due respect to Kellyanne Conway, alternative facts aren't alternative facts. This is the worst it's ever been. This city has ever been in its history. Violent crime, murder. I mean, it just is, it's the worst. But people seem to be upset and arguing that fact. It's a fact. I mean,
yeah, but I think it's a direct result of the pandemic that we've gone through these last 2 years. So I don't think 9 years from now, what we're currently dealing with is a fair, portrayal of what it's going to be.
The only thing is that every other American city had pandemic also.
Well, we're the poorest big city in the country. I mean, that weighs heavily in the equation.
And how do you fight that?
It started in 2018, 2 years before the pandemic, though.
Yeah, but it escalated during the
it did. But I mean, it was going downhill from late 18 and 19 were bad years before the pandemic ever hit Philly.
But then it doubled.
Yeah, it's gotten
So there's a direct correlation there. So, 9 years from now,
But I understand why
I think
people
it'll
are
be
arguing against the facts. They're just facts.
Yeah. Okay, but how do you change that? You can't sit back and say we can't do anything. Oh my God!
Nobody's saying that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, you go after it. Yeah, let's build downtown. Let's fix up this downtown. Let's make it a better place. I don't think crime's going to get worse by putting an NBA arena downtown. I really don't. I don't think it's going to get worse. I don't think 18,000 people flooding out to a street is going to cause more crime. I just don't. I think you build it up there. You make it a viable place to want to get to, easy to get to, all of that. Much like what happened down in Washington and other places, building an arena in downtown Detroit at a time when Detroit was absolutely awful. I've heard nothing but decent things come out of there from that arena being built. So I fight fire with fire. It's bad right here now, but I'm not running away from it. If this all works out, you can get everything all worked out, I think it'll be all right. I do.
Be the office hero this week, and if you order lunch from PJ's, get some of those Jamie Lynch wings. You can save 20% off any lunch order placed online through PJ Willihan's. So Monday through Friday, 11 to 4, you're saving 20%, and they're going to bill all the savings back to Jamie.
Oh.
So let's bankrupt Jamie Lynch. Now through this Friday, so that's today, be the office hero, 20% off any lunch order placed online through PJ's.
I got to take the family there next week. Try these wings out. Yeah.
I had a buddy that went last night, the guy that bought my old house, and he said he had your wings last night and said they were very good.
Good.
Your mom's thinking, my boy finally did it.
Yeah.
He got a wing at PJ's.
I made it, Ma.
We didn't expect much back at LaSalle.
No.
Look what's happened to him.
No, they didn't.
He's now a wing star now.
Yeah.
So. Hey, the Phillies' final charge begins with a 6-game homestand. A problem that needs to be corrected, they have relatively the same exact home record as they do on the road. 3 games over 500. I think there is a to-do list item that should be checked off right away. You can't. How can you have the same record with 70 games to go at home as you do on the road? It just seems odd to me. There is no home field advantage right now down at Citizens Bank Park, and the crowds have been pretty good this year. It's been a pretty nice year.
Yeah,
they're just not winning. They're just not winning at home like they do in other, like in other years. Usually, you see the home team. There's a benefit to it. It doesn't seem like there's any benefit.
It is a little bit surprising to me because you think no matter what kind of team you are, you're probably going to play better at home than you are on the road. But again, it lends to the, not argument, but to what I look at with this first half of this team. They haven't done anything over the top well that you say, man, I don't know if they can hold on to that in the second half. They haven't played all that great at home, as you said.
Right.
They haven't had Schwarber's 29 home runs is the only thing, and I wrote this on our website yesterday, is the only thing that might be an anomaly. But everything else, you look at it, like Castellanos and Real Muto haven't started hitting yet. I think Nolan Wheeler are probably going to be just about as good in the second half as they were in the first half. I think more guys will start hitting in the second half than were in the bullpen. I think it's being used properly, therefore it will be better than it was when Joe Girardi was here. They haven't done anything spectacular yet, and yet they're still 6 games, whatever, over 500, and I think with better times to come.
I looked at
41 and 29. 41 and 29 takes you to 90.
Well, right now, I don't think that's outlandish, Jamie.
No, especially
Bob's outlandish, but I don't think that what he's saying is outlandish.
No, I mean you should have 3 new bats in this lineup within 2 or 3 weeks here. Maybe a new pitcher because I don't think you can count on Zach Eflin ever again, unfortunately. But, you should get Bryce Harper, Gene Segura, and I would imagine hopefully a new bat, hopefully a center fielder coming in here. So 41 and 29 should be obtainable. It'd be nice to just win the majority of series at home. I can never figure out why Philadelphia teams do what they do at home one year and not the next year. Like the Sixers were the same way. One year they're the best in the NBA at home. The next year they're better on the road. It just never makes sense. I don't get it. I don't know what it is.
There is a name being tied to the Phillies.
Ooh,
potentially
what do you
that they are kicking tires on.
I haven't heard.
I have a feeling it may make you cringe or it may make you excited.
Oh, you're about to find out.
Cole Irvin.
No, I'm good.
He's actually having like an okay year.
He's having a fantastic
right?
year.
Yeah.
He's got a 3.2 ERA.
No, I'm good.
In 16 starts. Wait a minute. Where'd that put him? He's in the American League. He's facing better lineups. And he's got a 3.2 ERA.
He doesn't have to. Hey, and he doesn't have to run the first anymore.
He's pitched 95.
Good point,
He's pitched 95 innings.
Who's he pitching for?
The A's.
So a team that everybody kind of goes in undervaluing.
Oh, come on.
Doesn't really.
No. Don't start
His whip's a 1-1.
Don't disrespect his numbers. Get out
I'm
of here.
disrespecting the athletics organization, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, but don't disrespect him.
I don't think you're seeing white knuckle at bats against the Oakland Athletics. And the other thing you got to think
We're
about.
talking about a fifth starter, though.
Yeah.
Correct.
Which they need.
They do.
I don't hate it.
I don't. No, I'm done. I don't.
You're all done with it?
You wouldn't have to give up much.
No, thanks.
No.
I don't hate
Really?
it. It's okay. It's not exciting.
He's beaten Houston on the road. He's beaten Toronto. He's beaten. He lost a nail biter at Atlanta. He's beaten Tampa on the road. I mean,
You just named all his wins for the
seriously.
season.
Yeah, but he's on it. But his numbers are fantastic. He's not losing because of him.
No.
His ERA, he's losing because his team sucks.
Right, exactly.
They don't score runs for him.
That's part of my point. The other part is the reaction that we immediately had, where
I
at least
knew you'd
Bob and I
cringe.
went, yeah, that's going to be the fan base too.
Okay,
because of what he was last time.
All right,
And that
Bailey
puts him behind the eight ball.
Falter, Cole Irvin.
Cole Irvin.
Seriously,
Cole
come
Irvin.
on. You shouldn't even hesitate. There should be
Cole
no.
Irvin.
They're not the same person.
Okay, you're going off of 16 games that he's pitched this year. Like Cole Irvin, there's
do you think Bailey
18
Falter-
to 20 Cole Irvins out there.
You think Bailey Falter could have 16 starts? What's the whip?
1.1.
A 1-1. You think Bailey Falter could do that in what world, as our own Connor Thomas would say?
I don't think Cole Irvin could come here and have a 3.21 ERA.
You think the pressure of being here?
The guy couldn't make it to first base without pulling himself out of a game.
No, that was
That was Spencer Howard.
That was
Spencer Howard. That's
don't
right.
make fun of Cole Irvin.
No,
Cole
Irvin
Irvin's the
can
guy
run.
who throws 72 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, I'm still. I don't need retreads.
It's
I'm
not
good.
like he needs peanut butter.
No.
Yeah.
And this is part of my issue, though. The fan base plays into decisions like this, and the fan base is already so out on him that he's going to be coming in here behind the eight ball. I'd rather have someone who didn't have a really hard time here before than comparable guy.
But what if he's the guy you can get and you don't have to give up as much?
The only thing I like about him is he's left-handed.
I like that too.
I like the left-handed starters.
Yeah, lefties are cool.
Yeah, they are.
I think the rotation could use it.
Yeah, listen, I'm not trying to say that Cole
And
Irvin
it's better
should
than
be
having a bullpen game every fifth
They're
game.
better with Cole
absolutely
Irvin
is.
in the fifth spot than they are today.
Yes,
but I think there are better options than Cole Irvin that you can find
but you
comparable.
probably have to pay a little more.
Yeah,
like
you
he's not going to cost you anything.
He's an affordable option, especially if you want a center fielder, which the outfield market they say is going to be brisk.
Yeah, I'm very horny for a center fielder. You know.
So
me.
would you rather put your assets to?
Yes.
If you could have Cole Irvin and then I'm done.
That's great.
I'm done. I'll take a lefty starter with 16 starts is nothing to sneeze at.
No, his numbers are good. He pitched 178 innings last year. His WHIP was 1.3. You know, his ERA was 4.2. If I'm getting a 4.2 for my fifth starter, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, that's better than Zach Eflin.
Well, mostly anything's better than Zach Eflin.
Well, we're talking about a fifth starter. We're not expecting the moon here.
I don't want him. I just don't want to do the Zach Eflin train again.
Yeah, no, you can't count on him.
Well, didn't they write the contract though, where they could if they wanted to, right? $7 million for next year. Isn't that the number for Zach?
Hopefully,
Eflin?
it's a team option.
Yeah, it's a team option.
A team option.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guess what? We know what the option is. Say no.
Why are they always a year behind on figuring these things out? Nick Pivetta, Vinny Velasquez, now Zach Eflin.
Yeah, Pivetta makes him look dumb though.
Yeah, I saw him the other day against the Yankees. He was getting beat up pretty good. But yeah, he's pitched well for Boston.
But he's an argument as well against the Cole Irvin thing where some guys just don't work in the city. Oakland is a lot easier to pitch in than Philadelphia.
Oh, sure. I just don't. I'm not putting it to that. I mean, people would have thought that.
No, listen. If he ends up here, I don't think he's a worse piece than Bailey Falter or Christopher Sanchez. I'd just rather get somebody who doesn't have the experience with the city that Cole Irvin has.
I don't think you can pitch bullpen games and win anything.
I like Chris Sanchez.
Yeah, I'm not.
I like Chris Sanchez in 2024.
I like him better. I like him better than Falter. I'd rather go. I'd rather go
Falter. If
you told me I'm going to stay in, if I'm going to sit outside in 98-degree temperatures to watch the Phillies play this weekend, I'd much rather see Sanchez than Falter. Any day.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I'd rather see Falter throw. A little bit more experience. Threw some starts to them last year more than Christopher Sanchez.
Who do you think has the higher upside?
Sanchez. but I think
So
right now
don't you want to
Falter's
see
the
him
better
get the
guy.
experience?
No, I want to see them
No?
win games.
Okay.
He can get the experience in spring training.
Well, maybe you don't get experience in spring training.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Like, he's fine.
I'm not losing sleep
He'll be
over
okay.
Christopher Sanchez.
He'll be
Yeah.
okay there. Just as let's see what the other options are. We are 10 days away from the trade deadline or so. So that'll all be rolling together. We'll be with you all morning long. We appreciate you getting in with us. As Pat Egan always reminds you, you got a radio if you have your phone. So make sure you've got it on 97.5 The Fanatic all day long. There's an inevitable problem to deal with if the Eagles win the NFC East. And it has nothing to do with the Eagles. But it sounds like it's going to be a dark cloud glooming. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I know this. The BetParks app gives you so many different ways to get involved. And with the last 70 games of the baseball season getting ready to debut, you can get in if you're a new customer with a risk-free bet of up to $750. You can bet baseball by betting more than the score. Let's say you don't want to bet on who wins the game. You want to bet on individual player performances. You want to bet on who's going to get a hit, who's going to get a home run, who's going to strike out if you're a pitcher. Hey, the sportsbook and the casino app that I recommend is the BetParks app. It gives you everything in one. And I can tell you, 25-cent blackjack, do not overrate that at all. It is pretty fun. Live in-game wagering, too. Download it now. Go to the App Store, Google Play Store, betparks.com. Use my promo code Kincade. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
Talking sense into people isn't really my thing. In fact, I'm better at the opposite.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. The Fanatic's Business of Sports is powered by Pico for Business.
NFL teams moving training camps to their own training facilities is clearly a business of sports decision. Teams are saving millions by not having to rent out college facilities, board players in dorms or hotels, and arranging for them to be fed. Keeping these activities on their campuses is saving each franchise close to $2 million plus every summer, not to mention the convenience. The fans miss the experience. The teams don't miss the call. Businesses of all types and sizes are saving money with Pico because Pico's got the financial incentives and technical expertise to help you reduce your energy use and to save cash. See how Pico's helping businesses like yours take greater control of their energy costs to improve their bottom line. Simply complete a customer survey on Pico's digital portal and an energy profile. The report will be generated for you, and this profile is going to provide specific recommendation based on your facilities, equipment, and energy use, with great ways to save while either maintaining or increasing productivity.
If the best part of your workday is spent listening to us on your drive to work and back, maybe it's time your workday was spent somewhere else. Many of the companies you hear advertising on The Fanatic are hiring talented, hardworking people just like you. Visit the Fanatic job board at 975thefanatic.com/nowhiring for links to career opportunities with our partners.
Let First Student Philadelphia put you in the driver's seat. School bus driver openings offer a $23 per hour wage and sign-on bonus up to $4,000. Apply today at workatfirst.com. S&S Remodeling, a fourth-generation family-owned and operated home improvement company in Delaware County, is hiring experienced window and door installers. Go to ssremodeling.com.
These are just a few of our advertisers now hiring. Check out the full list at 975thefanatic.com/nowhiring. We love working with these companies, and we're sure you will too.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
When you bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive, you could save money, but it doesn't cover any terrible memories living rent-free in your head.
Do you remember that time you were singing in the shower, and then you heard a knock on the wall, and then you realized that your bathroom shared a wall with your neighbor's bedroom, and all you could do was stand there silently, thinking about all the other things they may have heard in the 4 years you've lived there? Yeah, good times.
Sorry, we can't save you from that memory, but we could save you money bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Renters insurance and bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
In the heat of the moment, you keep it calm and cool with a $3 medium ice cold cold brew. And no Not just any cold brew, but one that's slow steeped and mixed with brown sugar and molasses flavor. With a cold foam infused with brown sugar coolness and a cinnamon sugar sprinkle on top. That's keeping it calm, cool, and cold brewed. With Dunkin's new brown sugar cream cold brew, now $3 along with all medium cold brews. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary, limited time offer, terms apply.
When you have trouble sleeping, it's tough. When kids have trouble sleeping,
Mom, I can't sleep. Dad, just one more story?
for nights like this, try Vicks Pure Z's Kids. Our great tasting gummies are specially formulated for kids with a unique blend of botanicals and a low dose of melatonin to support their natural sleep cycle. Best of all, they're drug-free and non-habit forming. Help your child fall asleep naturally with Pure Z's Kids Gummies. Consult with a doctor before use. For ages 4 and up.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 10-count markers and 12-count colored pencils are just 99 cents each, and Staples 1-subject notebooks are only 35 cents. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in-store only, limit 30.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to get conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Hey, it's Ricky Bo. If you're looking for a new car this summer, visit the team at Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. They have huge savings on all vehicles in stock, including the new GMC Sierra. Barlow is family owned and operated since 1971. That's over 50 years of honest pricing and dedicated service, so you know you're in the right hands. When you shop at Barlow, there are no dealer fees or markups. Order your next vehicle from Barlow. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or at barlowautogroup.com.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey.
There is no project that you can't tackle with the help of my friends over at Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville. Do you need help with the endless grass cutting? I mean, this lawn work, it doesn't stop, guys. Lawn and Golf Supply Company has a huge selection of outdoor power equipment in stock. Keyword, in stock, including those beautiful zero-turn mowers and riding mowers. If you have weeds and overgrown landscaping around your house, take back control with dealer exclusives from all the top brands like Cub Cadet, Ferris, Husqvarna, Stinger, and more. And if you're looking for a more luxurious yard, Lawn and Golf Supply offers seed and fertilizing programs that will make your yard the envy of all your neighbors. From residential to commercial, Lawn and Golf Supply is the leader in outdoor power equipment. Plus, Lawn and Golf Service Department can fix any make and model of equipment and get you back up running in no time. Right now, Fanatic listeners can get free delivery on any new equipment purchase. Just mention the Fanatic and get free delivery with your purchase. Visit lawn-golf.com. Lawn and Golf Supply Company. Everything turf.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, I'm a seasoned broadcaster, but I've also got a fine head of hair.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
A Fanatic Friday presented to you by PumpManPhilly.com. Good job, Connor. You need a water pump expert for your facility for 24/7 emergency repair or pump replacement. Count on Pump Man Philly. Guys to know to fix your flow. Bob, do you give a good grade there on the pump for young Connor?
It was a little premature because he doesn't fall in line to be the first one to do the pump.
What do you mean?
Because it's me and Pat that do it. You're filling in for Pat. You should look and see if I'm going to do the pump. And then if you see that you need to step in, then it's done. I was taking a deep breath to do the pump, and you pumped in with your pump.
A pump is like a rebound. It is a loose ball. Whoever gets there first gets the pump.
I need a ruling on this, guys.
I think he was trying to please Bob Cooney. He's a young broadcaster trying to make his way in the business. You're the grizzled veteran.
Okay.
And he's trying to impress you, and maybe he did go a little early.
All right, I'll give it to him then.
Much like on
no harm, no
many
foul,
a weekend night. But Connor, by the way, if you haven't been waking up with the Connor Thomas Experience Sunday mornings, it is quite an entertaining listen.
Sunday 9 to noon. Check it out.
9 to noon. Doing really, really well. A show that you can tell has a show sheet.
It does.
And teases and all this kind of. It's awesome. It's like really, really good.
Well, we don't tease Tom Alvord that much.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, you mean teases going into next segment? Yeah.
Do you think Tom would be, I was trying to figure this out yesterday. Do you think Tom would be ever just pull a nutty?
What is that?
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
when somebody just goes crazy. When someone goes crazy.
I hope he doesn't do it on air.
When someone goes just crazy, loses their mind.
No, Tom is very
He seems so under control. He almost seems like he'd be like an agent. He's so calm. He's so measured.
Maybe he is.
Maybe he is.
It's possible.
Maybe he's been brought in here. All right, we all agree the Sixers are better right now than they were. If I was to tell you July 22nd last year, Sixers are better right now, this roster?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
We all agree?
No denial there.
Sixers open up a game less in projected over-under by Las Vegas.
Well, that was dumb on the last year's line because the Ben Simmons aspect of things, I think they set that line too high.
Thing is, they set the number and it hit. They were within a half game.
Yeah, I still
last
think
year was 51.5 wins was the over-under number. They hit it like exactly.
I think that's a credit to the team to get through 65%, 70% of the season with a wackadoo holding up your franchise.
But now it's 50.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the over there.
It seems so easy to take the over. It seems like grab the Parks app, put the bet up, and just do it now. But when a bet looks too easy.
Yeah, is the East tougher this year than it was last year? Because now you're looking at a Boston team that we know how good they are. You're looking at DeJounte Murray.
A little better with Gallinari.
Yeah, it's
Bobby, are you when a bet looks too easy?
Yeah, Vegas is pretty good at that stuff.
Yeah, they're really good at it.
Yeah, they've kind of thrived being right on those things. I think I'm with Jamie, though. First inclination would be to take the over. Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking it looks like easy money to take the over. We all agree.
I mean,
they're
it's
a better
amazing
team.
that they won as many games as they won last year. When you think about it, you took away your second-best player unexpectedly at the beginning of the season.
But that's why I'm saying the line was too high.
Yeah, could have been.
Yeah, but still, they finished within a half game of that number.
And that's a
why
credit to
Vegas
them.
is so good.
I know,
Yeah,
but any team's second-best player gets removed from the team, your over-under is going to be affected more than that.
Hey, crystal clear lakes, trout-filled streams, wide sandy beaches. You know where you find them? You find them in Maine. It's summer and the water's calling. Visit Maine.com. This message is sponsored by the Maine Office of Tourism. There is a clear message being sent from a broadcaster. The job is just temporary. Sean Payton will be doing games this year for Fox. And he makes it absolutely clear that when asked, are you going to be back on the sideline someday? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be back. If the Eagles win the NFC East, I would put, you know what? I'd put more money right now on Sean Payton being the Dallas Cowboys coach in 2023 than I would the Sixers going over that number. If the Eagles win the NFC East and Dallas just doesn't have the year that they're expecting, and Dallas is supposed to be a Super Bowl contender by their standards as an organization, I'm almost going to guarantee, Bob, Sean Payton is the coach of the Cowboys. He lives in Dallas.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, and you know the relationship he has with Jerry Jones, and how long is Mike McCarthy going to be able to pull the wool over Jerry Jones and company's eyes? You know, we all think we know what he is here. He's not the answer to anything, it doesn't appear. So
I want to know the question if he is.
Yeah, I wonder why Sean Payton, though, has to go into it right now and say these things. Like, coaches are weird. You know, part of them, there's a lot of ego involved, obviously, as we know, because coaches are brought in to make things better, to fix things, and they all think that they can fix anything. But for Sean Payton to get out, go into this broadcasting career, and immediately before he's called a game, say, oh, yeah, I'm going to be a coach again.
I'm going to be back on the sideline again.
I'd be like, all right, come on, dude, call a game first.
What does it mean, though, Jamie, is it like no one's going to forget? Sean Payton will be the number one sought-after commodity on the open market. If he's available, if it's known that he's available to coach again, everybody's going to want to talk to him, be out for a job. Why would he be worried about it now before he, as Bob says, before he even calls a game? Why not let some mystery be out there?
Sean Payton's kind of
odd.
Yeah, a little abrasive, rough around the edges. I don't know, whatever you want to call him. Look, he probably is a pretty good inclination that Dallas might struggle this year. Nobody's repeated as division champs since 2004. Like, the NFC East is kind of wild, and it changes every year, and there's probably a pretty good chance the Cowboys don't win the title this year. It'll be between Washington.
I'd say that's a good chance.
I mean, geez, you're going on almost 20 years of no repeat winners in this division.
It's bizarre.
So, Dallas got worse on paper. There's your favorite saying, on paper. They got worse. I don't think Zeke Elliott is what he was anymore, and you lost one of their best receivers, and I think their defense was slightly overrated last year, and you lost some guys on the offensive line. So I think it's natural to think they're going to take a dip, and he probably knows he's got a blank check waiting from Jerry.
I don't want to face him. I don't want to face him in the division.
I mean, if Nick Sirianni sucks this year, I would want to talk to him.
You'd want to consider him, yeah.
I mean, how could you not?
No,
Sure. Any team that's going to struggle this year, they're immediately going to call Sean Payton, right?
Yeah.
And he knows it, and that's why he said what he said.
And this is a guy who's lived in Dallas while coaching the New Orleans Saints. Literally taking a private helicopter, to take him from Dallas to the training facility in Louisiana. So he is a guy who long loves Dallas and I think wants to be there. So I think this could be something that we just keep our eye on throughout the year. And I don't care one way or another, because if the Eagles win the division, I'm not going to want to move on from Nick Sirianni.
No, obviously not.
Nick Sirianni's done his job, and he's probably done a really good job at that point, if that ends up being the case. Hey, in Cooney's Corner, Bob wants to know how many pieces this team's away.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Yeah, we're looking at this Phillies team and saying that they need a center fielder. We know that. Hopefully it'll be addressed at some time during this the trade deadline. We'll see what happens. But I'm looking at this Phillies team, and I'm looking at the contracts and who's going to be here for how long. You have a lot of good players who are going to be here for a little while. You're talking Bryce Harper. You're talking Castellanos, Schwarber, Real Muto. Wheeler's not up until 25. Nola still has another year.
That.
Yeah.
25.
Well, he's got
It's a 5-year deal.
Oh, yeah, because that's...
Yeah.
Wow, that's good news.
Like even guys, Ranger Suarez doesn't become a free agent until 26. You have core pieces. Alec Boehm, I think, is turning into a pretty decent everyday third baseman. Now, I want to see his power numbers come up a little bit more. He's got only the 6 home runs and 35 RBIs, but he's hitting close to 280 now. And he seems to be rounding into a comfortable everyday third baseman.
He's gotten a lot better fielding.
A lot better.
Yeah.
And he looks confident at the plate now. I would like to see more pop, and maybe that comes as he gets bigger and stronger and a little bit older. But the question I'll throw to you guys is, how many pieces away is this from being a viable team for the next 4 years? I mean, you're talking about a Harper, Real Muto, Castellanos, Schwarber. Boom. Those guys are set. They're going to be here for a few years easily. Gibson, Nola. Guys that you're going to, Wheeler, Nola. 2 really good starters. You're back into your bullpen. Ranger Suarez is another guy that's here for a while. Your bullpen, Sir Anthony Dominguez, a homegrown guy that you can keep on. Like, is this team just like maybe a player or two away from being viable for not only this year trying to make the playoffs, but maybe for the next 3, 4, 5 years?
You replace center field, or you give me a starting shortstop that you feel really, really good about. If we're going to talk about maybe that you're putting Stott, when you figure out where everything is, I absolutely think they're 2 spots away. I think they need a starting pitcher, though. I think they need one more starting pitcher.
Probably, yeah.
And I'm not talking about just a fill-in guy. I'm talking about somebody for next year.
Yeah.
But yes, I do believe we're going to be talking about them being almost penciled into a wild card next year.
Yeah,
if they make the proper moves.
If they make the proper moves, yeah. And if this offseason they address exactly what needs addressing. But your core isn't bad.
No.
Actually, it's pretty good.
I don't think
I
don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to need one of those kids, either Mick Abel or Andrew Painter, to step up, or maybe
when though. Halfway through next year?
Yeah.
Maybe?
They're not coming up next year.
Yeah, see, that's too early.
Well, and then you're going to need 2 pitchers.
That's what I'm saying. You need, yeah.
I mean, if you bring one of those kids up midway through next year, I mean, I think they're.
So you don't think, Connor, that they can come up? One of them could come up halfway next year?
No, I really don't think so. They're looking at like 2024, 2025 for them. They're still young. You got to remember, they're prep high school arms from 2 and 3 years ago. So they're.
What about
you're still looking
McGarry?
at 20 and 21-year-olds, and he's not much older.
Yeah, McGarry. What's McGarry?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought Abel was like closer to 22. He's only 20.
No, they're a year apart. Yeah, so they're both real young. And McGarry, I
McGarry's
think, is
23.
22. Okay, 23.
So maybe one of those guys can be your 5th. and you can take a shot midway through next year. You're gonna
Just don't make it Eflin.
You're going to
It
need
can't be
another
Eflin.
pitcher, though.
Yeah, and you're
You need a
probably
center
gonna
fielder.
you're probably going to need a middle infielder in there.
Well,
I mean,
hopefully
a
Trey
second
Turner.
baseman or a shortstop. Yeah, I mean, if you want to throw Stott in one of those places, okay, but you're going to need either a solid second baseman or a solid shortstop.
I'd be fine if Trey Turner, if
Oh my
that
God,
is.
I'd
if
love
that,
if Trey Turner
or
came in.
Dansby Swanson.
I thought we were kidnapping Dansby.
Well, we're going to
Can we
try to
say
kidnap
kidnapping?
Dansby next week. We're going to try to next week while he's here in town. See if we can lure him. He hasn't been open to the conversation at all, so, I mean, maybe we can.
He'll get there. He just doesn't want the tampering fine.
Maybe we can, yeah, that's what probably it is.
Well, is your restraining order? Are you breaking boundaries?
I was just
with
going to say
with
that.
the text about this.
I am going to. Well,
is that part of
there
it?
is none. I mean,
No?
I'm not a representative of the Phillies, so I can absolutely ask anything. And then Monday, if I deliver him an envelope at batting practice, no one can check the envelope, right? There's nobody from Major League Baseball can say, hand that over. What's in the envelope?
Let's send him an edible arrangement. No one ever looks inside those things. So if you slip the envelope in between, like, the fruit, maybe below some, like, mango,
Well,
you'll probably be
I
good.
will be exchanging a book, so I can literally have cash in the book.
Oh, yeah, give him one of the Bibles with the middle cut out.
Well, it is. I don't know.
Like
about
Andy
that.
Dufresne, yeah.
That could very well work. So I like that, Bob. You gave us a positive thought on the Phillies heading into a big weekend too, because they're closer than anybody probably wants to admit. Because every one of us is saying, just show us something this year. Get to the postseason. Because honestly, if they get to the postseason, we're all going to be giddy.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
If we're watching a best of 3 series in October in Arizona, by the way. In Arizona.
Well, we'll be in Arizona.
Watching that'll be awesome.
They're not going to be playing the Diamondbacks.
No.
It's a stepping stone, right? You get there this year. You get these younger kids. You get this team acclimated to know what it's like to have to make what you have to do to make the playoffs. It's a stepping stone. All right, now it's in the back of your mind. You know what you have to do the next season. You bring in some other pieces, and like I said, their core is really good, and you have it for a long time.
Jamie, we're thinking about the Eagles going to training camp next week, and obviously that is going to become a storyline. There will be stuff that will come out of that's going to start to dominate some of our daily discussions here. But you were looking at both sides of the ball, and I think you seem pretty positive on both.
Yeah, mostly. They have a couple holes, but so does every team in the NFL. I was kind of going through the position groups the other day and just looking at it and kind of stacking them up in order of what's their best unit. And I think offensive line, I think we'd all agree, is probably the best unit of all of them. But 2 and 3 becomes I thought, a pretty interesting discussion. If I asked all of you guys, what's the better position group, wide receivers or defensive backs, what would you go with? Because you have to take in the whole position group, not just the top 2 guys.
You have to throw Avonte Maddox in there.
Yeah, so Avonte Maddox gets, stacked up against a Quez Watkins. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown might be slightly better than Darius Slay and James Bradbury, but it's close. But then Avonte Maddox kind of sways the defensive backs maybe as a better grouping.
I think I'm going defensive backs because I think they're more proven. I mean, AJ's fantastic. I mean, he has been a tremendous performer. Devontae, we have one book on, and Quez Watkins is a nice to have. We're hoping he becomes
still
what we think he's going to be. I think I go defensive backs because I like Maddox being bumped down. I think we could see something really break out there.
Yeah, he had a nice year in the slot last year. I would go D-backs also because what do wide receivers have to rely on? The quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, and that's your unknown factor right now as much as maybe some people think he's going to have a good year or just don't think he has it. They have to rely on him. I'll tell you what, I am a little nervous about this
Bradbury?
No, about A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and getting the ball enough and
really
is it a run-happy offense? Are we going to hear chirping? I don't think Devontae Smith will.
Luckily, A.J. came from a very run-heavy offense.
He did.
And he thrived there.
But he chirped. But he chirped about wanting the ball more.
All wide receivers chirp. I mean,
they're all prima donnas.
You want your wide receiver to want the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something.
Yes, I don't look at that as a negative unless
it's a good problem to have.
Unless it's critiquing the head coach and the play call.
And I don't think he'll get too out of line with Jalen Hurts here. If they're as close as they like to portray, I don't think he's going to show him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like, he's coming from the most run-heavy offense in football in Tennessee, and one of his best friends is the quarterback. I don't think that's a worry. Maybe in his own mind it will be, but I don't think he would ever act out on it.
Do you worry about Darius Slay being at the age, though, where...
What's he, 32 now?
32, I think. And 32, where that's the age where defensive
31, he'll be 32 in January.
Right, where defensive backs sort of start to fall off a cliff. A lot of corners fall off right around that age. That's the danger zone. Not to use anything with
Kenny Loggins.
After
I just
you
saw
sing,
Top Gun,
and you love Top Gun the other day. So I mean,
no, I'm not concerned yet, but it's something you have to start.
Because this is where there
considering.
usually is a big drop off.
Sure,
right around this age.
Yeah, 30,
and I'm
31.
And I'm not predicting that for Slay because he was spectacular.
He was awesome,
and it's going to be mitigated. They're going to have a better pass rush this year with Hassan Reddick out there on the edge. With the linebackers being a little bit better. So I think that'll mitigate it a little bit.
Yeah, they better.
And give him a little bit more benefit of being able to jump routes or play press more.
I still can't get over my excitement for this Eagles season. I honestly, it's been since the year after the Super Bowl, I haven't been this excited.
And think about it. We just put their defensive back grouping as the second best position group on the team. We haven't been able to do that in like 20 years.
Well, how about wide receiver?
It's close.
When was
the two positions.
Do you ever remember?
Pretty soon we're going to have linebackers in there.
And we have linebackers. And we have, by the way, you have linebacker. You may not have the greatest linebackers, but you've got linebacker depth.
Yeah.
Which is something we haven't talked about in years.
That's going to be a good competition, I think, this training camp, hopefully.
Do you think it's competition? We'll talk more about this next week. You do think it's competition.
Yeah.
You don't think they, in their head, have it not penciled in, but marked in Sharpie what they want.
Well, yeah, they probably do, but I think Davion Taylor can go steal a job if he has a great camp.
He absolutely opened eyes last year.
Yeah, and Nakobe Dean, you're going to say,
yeah, who knows?
I love it.
Little smaller, but that speed, that knowledge, that football IQ.
If he comes out with some playmaking and ball hawking ability, he could steal a job. I think it's all up for grabs.
Yeah.
By the way, I know a lot of people here probably didn't watch a lot of SEC Media Days coverage. I was sort of going through PTSD, going back and watching some of it. The amount of Georgia players, and if you just want to feel good about what you got as an Eagles fan, the Georgia players talking about Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis and trying to replace those guys, and how both of those players said to these current guys, go beat us. We put a number up on the board. We put stats up on the board. For our career legacy is there. And they challenged all the young guys. Go write your own legacy and blow ours out of the water. And they all talk about the leadership of Davis and Nakobe Dean and how much it's going to be missed and how that's going to be something that they've got to try to replace. It's got to be great news for Eagles fans to just hear that on the best team in the country, the younger players now are saying, we want to be the next Nakobe Dean, the next Jordan Davis.
I can't wait to see Jordan Davis in a jersey just because he's such a mammoth. Like, I'm going to be like, oh, cool, that guy's ours.
Anybody that can make Fletcher Cox look small.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And two is, I will tell you, is one of the words that Kirby Smart used when talking about what
very rich Kirby Smart.
A very rich Kirby Smart.
How about that?
Isn't that amazing? That brought up, what is it about Nakobe Dean that are going to be missed, about Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean going to be missed? And he says in the interview, they were sponges, constantly wanting to learn. What a better thing for the Philadelphia Eagles to hear. You got two guys that you drafted that are like, Kirby Smart says, these guys were sponges. They wanted to learn. They wanted to know everything that was going on.
It's awesome.
And constantly wanted to work at it, and you found two guys.
Yeah, it's funny. Every time Nakobe Dean's name comes up, besides all the times I saw him play, was Schefter admitting that he Adam Schefter rarely watches college football.
Right.
And he turned on a Georgia game one day, And he just was mesmerized. I think his word was mesmerized by watching Nakobe Dean play and said, oh, my God, look at this guy. He's going to have a long career. And that said a lot to me for a guy that's seen a ton of football in his life.
And he's a Michigan man. I can understand why he doesn't want to watch a lot of college football. I mean, seriously. Watch them get their asses kicked on an annual basis by Ohio State? Come on.
Cheap
That's
shot.
why Schefter's doing that. Can you imagine the check that Schefter's writing to Michigan? Come on. You know that Harbaugh calls him personally for a check. Come on there, Adam. Just saw the new contract.
Big blue.
Let's see if we can get that done. All right, coming up, one of the biggest gripes I have against fans, Connor Thomas violated the other day. And Ricky Bowe might just take his head off next Thursday. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I want to tell you about the 1912 Club in Plymouth Meeting. It's this week's featured course on the John Kincade Show Golf Tour. The 1912 Club is a private golf course. It's designed by William Flynn, a beautiful 18-hole championship course. Members enjoy great amenities, including a beautiful pool complex. They've got a fantastic 20,000-square-foot clubhouse that includes 2 dining rooms, an outdoor seating area, a 300-person capacity ballroom, and several smaller event rooms that host groups up to 75 people. So whether you're a beginner or a seasoned golfer, they've got several PGA pros there waiting to help you out to tune up your game. Check out the 1912 Club. It's this week's featured golf course on the John Kincade Show Golf Tour webpage at 97.5thefanatic.com/golf tour. It's all presented to you by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board.
The John Kincade Show.
If you don't like it, go on the internet and complain.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Fanatic Fridays are presented by PumpManPhilly.com. Need a water pump expert for your facility for 24/7 emergency repair or pump replacement? Count on Pump Man Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow.
It's Hoagie Fest.
So you know how to do all
Today's the day. Follow your taste buds. They'll show you the way. Hoagie Fest is here. Na, 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 na.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is back. Summer tastes better when it's full of hoagie love. Get $5 shorties and $6 classic hoagies. Limited time only. See store for exclusions.
There's an epic cookie battle happening right now at Wawa. Will it be Oreo cookies and cream frozen beverages? Or will you choose Chips Ahoy cream smoothies, milkshakes, and more? If you can't choose one, go for both in our limited time ultimate cookie mashup, made with real pieces of Oreo and Chips Ahoy cookies. 2 legendary cookies, 1 epic frozen treat. Gotta have a Wawa.
One of the great things about little boys and little girls is when they grow up, they want to be just like you. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. So to moms and dads, aunts and uncles, and grandparents everywhere, remember this. The next time you get in the car and don't buckle your seatbelt, a little boy is watching. And when you decide to text or dial and talk while driving, a little girl is watching your every move. And when you head down the road with a beer or cocktail in the car, that little person next to you is taking it all in. In this life, you have an awesome responsibility to those children who love you the most and want to be you in every way. So make a pledge today to be a good role model to these kids and their friends so that that little boy and that little girl get to grow up and be just like you. Morgan & Morgan, for our children.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
If you're a window installer, keep it simple. Choose Andersen 400 Series windows. They're the cladwood windows contractors trust the most. So much so, they're the windows contractors trust for their own homes. And with fewer callbacks, the choice is simple. It's Andersen 400 Series windows, the windows contractors trust the most. Get started at AndersonWindows.com today.
Claims based on 2022 Andersen brand survey of U.S. contractors.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 10-count markers and 12-count colored pencils are just 99 cents each. And Staples 1-subject notebooks are only 35 cents. Everything on your list at a amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in-store only, limit 30.
Things are a bit tight lately. That's why I love Kohl's. I went back to school shopping and got kids' clothes for under $6, sneakers for less than $20, and an extra 20% off already great deals, like 25% off backpacks. And get this, you can save more with a Kohl's card and earn Kohl's Cash. Talk about more style and more savings. Select styles, 20% off ends July 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
When you have trouble sleeping, it's tough. When kids have trouble sleeping,
Mom, I can't sleep. Dad, just one more story?
for nights like this, try Vicks Pure Z's Kids. Our great tasting gummies are specially formulated for kids with a unique blend of botanicals and a low dose of melatonin to support their natural sleep cycle. Best of all, they're drug-free and non-habit forming. Help your child fall asleep naturally with Pure Z's Kids Gummies. Consult with a doctor before use. For ages 4 and up.
When you bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive, you could save money, but it doesn't cover any terrible memories living rent-free in your head.
Do you remember that time you were singing in the shower, and then you heard a knock on the wall, and then you realized that your bathroom shared a wall with your neighbor's bedroom, and all you could do was stand there silently, thinking about all the other things they may have heard in the 4 years you've lived there? Yeah, good times.
Sorry, we can't save you from that memory, but we could save you money bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Renters insurance and bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get paid when it works best for you? Yeah, that means you can get the money you earned directly after your shift. Or that you get benefits like healthcare on your very first day. As an Amazon warehouse associate, you'll be amazed by what you can get. To learn more about all of the benefits of working an hourly job at Amazon, go to amazon.com/hourly. That's amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
We're turning up the heat at Fred Bean's family of dealerships. You'll be summer loving over 1,500 used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Thanks to Fred Bean's Expressway, you can beat the heat and purchase your vehicle online on your time. We have a red-hot goal of 100% credit approval, and our 5-day return, 30-day exchange policy will cool down your worries. As Fred himself always says, our used cars are better because our reputation depends on it. See how Fred Beans does used better at fredbeansused.com.
Hey, guys, start the second part of the baseball season turning K's into cash and big hits into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. Now, new customers can step up to the plate and make a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. All you have to do is sign up with promo code Bob, place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many great promotions, and I just love it that when I win, I get paid faster than a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Are you new to FanDuel? Well, there's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Bob to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. Home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. The John Kincade Show.
The show's a hit. Yes. The critics love it.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
The 7 a.m. hour of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by the all-new BetParks app. Sportsbook and casino in one sleek, easy-to-use app in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. We appreciate the BetParks folks for being a part of the 7 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. Yesterday afternoon, we went out to so I pick up Christine and we go out to Landis Block and Concrete out in Souderton.
Oh, I'm
So
going to
you
have a
know
job for
Souderton,
them
right?
one day. That's where Jamie Moore's from.
In Souderton. That's
Yeah.
what all I could think of was that.
Jamie Moore.
Is that Jamie Moyers from Souderton. So we're up at Landis Block and Concrete. They're about to start the Christina's going to make all the decisions.
Can you send them to my house afterwards, but you pick up the bill?
I think we can maybe do that.
We got a little project we could use them for.
Jared Nice listens to the show.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Jared's listening.
Just charge it to the Kincade account, but I'll send you my address.
And there works. So I think we could pull that off.
Yeah, I mean, that seems fair.
I don't think that's a problem at all. But do you ever So we're going to Landis Block to pick all the stuff for the project. Do you ever stop in a just a one-off restaurant that you know nothing about?
Sure.
Just to
Oh God,
just
I
to
like
try
them
it.
the best. Yeah.
I would. My wife has a tough time without doing research.
I hate chains, so I enjoy trying someplace. We stopped yesterday at the Hometown Family Restaurant. You know where that is in Souderton?
No.
Okay, it's right near Lake Wawa.
Lake Wawa?
Do you know what Lake
Wawa has a lake now? God, they're taking over everything.
Do you know what Lake Wawa is in Souderton?
No.
We had the best waitress yesterday at the Hometown Family Restaurant in Souderton, which we had a great meal, by the way, too. Olivia was our waitress. And she only waitresses there on Thursday, so I'm suggesting you go on a Thursday. This girl should have, honestly, Connor, she should have the show right after you on Sundays, or maybe another time. We need a fill-in host. This girl is a walking sideshow of fun. And she was a great waitress, a lot of fun, great meal. And she told us about Lake Wawa. It floods. The road floods.
Oh, at the Wawa?
At the Wawa, and there's like a underpass where it floods. So every time that they have a gusher rain where it hasn't rained in a while and it all floods out, they call it Lake Wawa, and it floods out the road.
Huh.
She had us laughing the whole time. Great meal, great fun, and nice meeting people out in Souderton.
David Poiron on the YouTube chat says Hometown Family Restaurant is right across from my Planet Fitness.
We went to, and then we went to a Care and Share. Ever hear of Care and Share?
No.
It is it benefits the Fraternal Order Police, it looked like, and people, I guess, donate stuff, and then you go in and I guess you can sort of haggle on the price. You can go in and see stuff, and then they had furniture and things like that. We're trying to kill some time before going over. But
I like a good haggle.
You like a haggle?
Yeah.
See, I do not like the haggle.
Why don't you like the haggle? You're not a haggle?
You feel like a big win
No,
if you actually get it haggled.
Yeah,
I'm bad at it.
I'm terrible at it.
I'm not great at it, but my wife runs from those situations. But I
hate it.
I don't go too long, but I'll take a shot.
I only like doing it on something that I know I'm not going to, that I really don't want.
Yeah.
Well, then you're wasting the
'Cause
other
then
haggler's time.
Okay, but if I haggle, if I haggle to a point where I'm interested, then I'm not wasting his time.
No, you're a fake haggler. And that's
not
in
true.
the haggle community. It's not good.
He's
to
not a
fake
Marvin
haggle.
Hagler at that point, is what you're saying. So it was a fun trip up to Souderton, though, and we picked the materials. So now we know the materials we're using. Now we just have to get it all set up as how it's all going to look.
I look forward to Jared and the boys coming to my house.
See, listen to this.
And not charging me.
Landis Block and Concrete does great work, so they'll take great care of you. A good client here at The Fanatic. One of the biggest gripes that I have against sports fans, and I've never articulated this here on this show ever, and Connor violated it the other day. And instead of just jumping down his throat,
what'd you do, Connor?
I wrote it down. I wrote down exact quotes because I had to. Because I couldn't believe it. It is absolutely always been one of my biggest gripes, and it never has come up on this show. In the, what are we now, at 19 months of this show?
Show 397.
Okay, wow, we have show 400 next week. We should go to the Phillies to celebrate. We are. Going to the Phillies game to celebrate on the day of our 400th show. So Connor brought it up. And the quote is this, that a fifth starter in today's game would have been a third starter in the 80s. Quote. That is a direct quote.
And I believe you're misattributing the quote. I believe it was Patrick Egan who said that.
No, and also,
but
too,
the other one
pitching today is so much better than it ever was.
I said that.
Quote. No, he also said it.
Okay.
Quote, direct quote.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, Thursday, I would suggest that maybe Connor, I'd take the day off. How many states can you see in one day? I'd suggest you do it because Ricky Pitalico may just literally come in here and just knock your block off.
I love Ricky, and I don't think he's going to knock my block off.
He may.
I think we're going to have a civil conversation about why I believe pitching today is better than it was in any previous era.
The pitching is better today.
Yes.
I will tell you this, is that pitchers' arm strength may be weaker today than it's ever been.
Arm strength in their ability to throw a number of innings.
Yes. I think this is a cardinal sin of sports fans. the 80s. Oh, my gosh. In the 80s, guys who were fifth starters today would have been third starters. Guys who are fifth starters today can't even throw 4 innings. The average fifth starter in baseball this year, do you know how many outs they're getting?
Probably what, 11?
14.
Yeah.
14 this year. And by the way, that's the highest in 3 seasons. They don't even go 5 innings, a fifth starter.
So
the average fifth starter in the 80s.
I just pulled up a random mid-Phillies 80s team. I did the 1982 Phillies, which was still led by Steve Carlton.
Sure.
It looks like your fifth.
John Denny might have been your number 2 starter.
I think Denny had to be, right?
Well, in terms of games started, Denny might have gotten hurt that year because he only started 4 games. Steve Carlton had 38 starts. Larry Christensen, LC, had 33. Mike Krukow.
Yeah, Krukow. They got him from San Francisco.
Yes.
And then you had Dick Ruthven with 31, and then Marty Bystrom with 16.
Dick Ruthven and Marty Bystrom on this club right seriously.
Yeah, and Cy Young
it's
started
ridiculous.
140 games and he threw 60 miles an hour.
Okay,
throwing the number of starts does not make you a better pitcher.
I'm just trying to say who the third or fifth starter was for that
a fifth
team.
starter in baseball, okay? Bob, what do you think a fifth starter in baseball went in the 80s? Average number of outs that they got in a game. A fifth starter.
So Dick
20, low 20s, 22? 20?
Dick Ruthven that year pitched 204 innings.
21 outs.
7
They went 7 innings. You can't get a fifth starter in baseball to pitch you into the fifth today. What are you talking about? Pitching's better.
You're just looking at the amount of pitching.
So that goes to my question to you.
Yeah.
What does make a better pitcher? And I'm not being mean. I'm just asking what makes a better pitcher.
Be mean.
Velocity. Movement.
Movement's a big
There
one.
are pitches that exist today that did not exist in 1980.
They're also getting grooved, obviously, by hitters.
Because hitting is incredible, too. And I'm not saying hitting is better than the 80s. Don't look up at me like that because I didn't say it. But it is, like, hitting is talented today. Because
hitting was talented then, too.
I know, and I'm not saying it wasn't. That's why they're getting grooved, because pitchers will always get hit hard because hitters will always adapt. I think the pitching ability today is better than it was in the 1980s. Are pitchers babied today? Absolutely. Do pitchers throw less because of what we know about arm issues? Absolutely. They're more talented today than they were in the 80s because of all the programs you have for people growing up, because of what we've learned about pitching, because of different pitches, everything like that, to the point where they're talking about moving the mound back.
Do you know pitchers today? How about pitchers today are more likely, like the amount of balls that they throw in an inning, they can't locate their pitches.
Because they're throwing pitches with more movement and more velocity.
Well, you're throwing more velocity, but if you don't throw them with accuracy and you can't pitch into the fifth inning because you're at 90 pitches, 95 pitches, that's why they can't get into the fifth inning, is because they don't know how to pitch.
In some cases. In other cases, it's because they don't want to throw these guys that long because they don't want them to get hurt. And that I will not stand behind as being the right way to handle things. I think pitchers
you're right.
babies.
And you've never insinuated that. Neither did Bob. Jamie got involved in this too. Jamie, where do you come on? Speak up.
I think Ricky's going to agree.
He doesn't.
Agree
We'll talk about it on Thursday.
Well, that pitching's better today than it was in the 80s.
That pitching is no indicator tells you pitching's better today.
The eye test does.
I don't trust your eyes because you didn't watch the 80s. I can't trust your eyes. You didn't watch
you know how
the
good
80s.
These eyes are. I take walks in softball all the time with these eyes right here.
It'd be like, you talking about the 80s would be like me talking about baseball in the 50s and 60s. I didn't see it. I can't. All I can say is, well, I heard about it from my dad.
I've watched games back.
You do not watch games back.
Yeah, of course. The old season, they show stuff on MLB Network. Show all games.
You didn't watch baseball in the 80s.
Type stuff.
Yeah, you watch a highlight.
Like I'm looking at some of the greater pitchers of all time, and most of them fall back to the 80s. And I'm not just talking about who they are, but what they were about. So Nolan Ryan in today's age would be throwing 102 miles an hour. Like Ricky has said, the new clock adds like 3 or 4 miles. Back then he was throwing Randy Johnson would be throwing 102 miles an hour. Roger Clemens right there. Steve Carlton, you talk about movement. He had a slider
nobody could hit it.
And I'm just pointing.
Of all time.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm doing. I'm going down the list. Like a Bert Blyleven. Great stuff. No, but stuff that really moved was nasty, nasty stuff. Tom Seaver again, placement. Don Sutton, placement.
They knew how to pitch. These guys don't know how to pitch.
Like a Greg Maddox. Probably never hit more than 93, 94 miles an hour, but my God, he could hit the hole of a pin with his pitches. You know, you just go through the timing. Bob, you had your power, you had your movement, you had your guys that could pick spots. So to definitively say that pitchers are better now than they were back then, I don't know.
I think Shohei Ohtani would throw stuff that would make guys in the 80s soil themselves in the batter's box today. I think there's a difference in one movement, pitch, just totals. I mean, there's guys that throw 5, sometimes 6 pitches in the league now. And then the mile per hour difference, I think, is huge. I think some of these guys can throw a 72 mile an hour changeup and then throw a 97 mile an hour fastball.
It's not just that, James, though, right? Because people could do that back then. But here's the thing: the guys that
changeups got better.
The guys that Bob was listing that were throwing like 100, those were the great guys of all time. Now every single team has like 2 guys in the bullpen that do that. They're not that good.
We're not talking about bullpen pitchers. We're talking about starting pitching.
No, we're talking about the average pitcher. That wasn't my argument. I said pitchers today are more talented.
Fifth starters could be third starters, and pitching is the key is pitching is so much better today than it was in the 80s.
In general, that's what we're saying. We're not saying just the top end guys. We're saying overall. I'm going to give you guys that throw 100.
I'm going to give you a preview. Ricky doesn't want to wait till next Thursday. He'll be in the 9 o'clock hour today. He heard the segment. He's coming in to do some stuff. He will be here for the 9 o'clock segment, and I'll give you a little quote. He's on crack is Ricky's analysis.
No, he can't prove that.
He's on crack.
But, let's take just Phillies examples that we just went through here. If Zach Eflin
doesn't pitch in the 80s,
let's assume he's healthy.
Why would you assume that? You can't.
Well, because I don't want to work when he's actually pitching. Let's just assume when he's actually on the mound. I'm not saying obviously the guy can't get through a season. I'm not saying that. But if he's the 5th on today's Phillies, he's probably comparable to somebody like a Marty Bystrom.
I do not think he is. I really don't. First of all, you can't do the old availability
I mean, they're not. Well, yeah, but we can't have this conversation assuming he's hurt. That's the only reason I bring it up.
If you're going to use Zach Eflin,
I'm just saying when he actually pitches.
Well, no, because you can't do that. Because
that's not the point of the. I'm just saying, stuff-wise, Zach Eflin is very comparable to say like a Marty Bystrom or a Dick. What's his name? Dick Van Dyke,
which is fine.
Oh my gosh!
You're kind of proving the point of. So how is it so much better?
Because a 5th today could compete for maybe a 3rd back then.
No, it couldn't.
I think, yeah.
My gosh. This is, again, where you don't see something. This is one of my gripes with fans. I didn't watch 50s and 60s baseball. I don't know. I don't remember baseball till around 75.
Yeah, but I don't need to
76. I do need to see it.
But I don't need to see Bob Cousy play to know that John Morant's going to cook his
Mike
ass.
Krukow being a 3rd starter on that Phillies club. Mike Krukow, are you serious? He was a fantastic pitcher. He is a guy who could be he could have been a 1 or a 2 on many clubs.
Yeah, it's an interesting argument.
He'll be here. Ricky will be here today to talk about it.
Yeah, it's
my gosh.
It's almost cringeworthy sometimes to compare eras. Will Chamberlain couldn't play in today's game. Larry Bird. I heard some idiot on the other station one time say Larry Bird wouldn't even be a decent player in the NBA today.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, that's, it's eras are different. It's weird. Pitching is a good one, though, because it's how you're throwing the ball.
Yeah, it's
not like who you're playing against.
Factors.
Yeah.
Here's something, too. Bob and I say it often. Both use the example often. And I never hear you, Egan, or Jamie say it. I didn't see these guys play. It's easy to just go, I didn't see it, so I can't have a legitimate opinion because I didn't see it.
Yeah,
people will talk to me about players, and I'll go, I didn't see it. Bob will talk about, when we got into the thing about J.J. Redick the one day, J.J. Redick saying, well, these guys are playing against plumbers. It's so stupid. It's mind-bogglingly dumb.
Yeah, but I don't need to see those guys to know that guys today are better conditioned year-round.
They're not better pitchers, though.
Bigger, stronger, faster than those guys were.
No, they are. I don't argue any of those points.
Yeah,
but they're not better pitchers.
But that's part of the equation. Bob Cousy and his friends were, I remember my dad telling me the story of Johnny Unitas and his Colts guys, they were laying wood in the offseason as carpenters because they, it wasn't a full-time job. Now these guys conditioned from the age of, 6 on year-round to do what they do. They're just bigger, stronger, faster humans.
Hey, Mecum Auctions returns to the PA Farm Show Complex in Harrisburg July 27th to the 30th with 1,200 muscle cars, classics, Corvettes, trucks, customs, and more for auction. Details at mecum.com. So, Bob, you had a chance to sleep on it a little bit. What is like a takeaway that maybe something we didn't talk about regarding this new stadium story with the Sixers?
Yeah, God, we talked about everything yesterday, so there really wasn't like fresh meat out there on the bone to get at. But I think one of the things I wanted to say about it, and it's similar to my cooking tip the other day, is patience. I understand that people that live in Chinatown live in that area, and I saw one guy interviewed over and over again on Channel 6 yesterday and just saying, like, we don't want this. And it was the same reaction to when the Phillies were looking. It's funny. I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter today the drawing of where the Phillies stadium was proposed to be at Broad and Spring Garden.
I went back and read some of those things.
In center field was my old building, the Daily News building, right there in center field. And there was a huge outcry from people in Chinatown that they didn't want that stadium at Broad and Spring Garden. And that's across Vine Street from really Chinatown, but they still didn't want it there. I understand that. There has to be some patience on this. People getting outraged or people going overboard how much they want it, you have to hear it all play out. There are things, and we brought them up endlessly yesterday, that obviously have to be ironed out. Foremost being traffic, parking, safety, as you've talked about, John, security. Are they going to handle their own security? All of those things have to be ironed out into a way that can lead you to a reasonable belief whether it will work or not. It's just, look, an idea was thrown out there. I don't think you can vehemently say, there's no possible way it's going to work, and I don't think you can go the other way and say, this is going to be great. It has to be ironed out. That's on the lap now of Josh Harris and David Blitzer and all the people they've hired and
David
the
Edelman.
project. Edelman, yeah, who followed me on Twitter.
I saw him on the news last night.
Yeah, so you have to be patient on this, see how it plays out, see what the proposals are, and that's probably going to take, I would say, up to a year. Right? This is going to go through city council and all the stages that it has to go through and the proposed plans. Keep an eye on that closely. And then you're going to have a better informed decision of whether you think it's going to work or not. I love that people have immediate reactions and are so emotional about this. But now's the time to just say, got to hear more. And that's where I am. Got to hear more.
There is never a more predictable take than that being the Bob Cooney take, because that's what you are. You weigh everything. You're like an old school detective. You want to know, well, wait a minute, whoa. There's got to be more information here. There's got to be more, and that is a valuable skill to have. Yeah, and you take it into everything.
Well, there's times that you have to react. Like somebody throws a punch at you, you got to punch back. You can't sit there and think about it, but in this case, we're talking 2031.
Right, exactly.
It's crazy. Like Joel Embiid put out a tweet yesterday of it was good. And two old man emojis.
Emoji.
I mean that was cool. That's where we are. So to fly off the handle, good or bad, I just don't think it's the time right now to do it. Let this play out. I think in about a year from now, maybe we can have more definitive solutions.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is Joel Embiid's probably not even going to play in that arena.
No, probably not. Almost definitely not.
Hopefully a statue's outside of it, but yeah, he's probably not going to be playing in that.
I think Arthur Embiid's going to play there.
I think it does, though, play, Jamie, to your point, too, yesterday, is that despite the fact that every single statistic in crime, violent crime, and everything is the worst it's ever been right now, as you're saying, I don't believe that's what it's going to be in 9 years. I'm hoping you're right, but it plays to your point, too, that, yeah, you do have time to fix a lot of things that maybe right now are major issues.
Yeah, and to Bob's point, we don't know what the Sixers community, initiative plan is. There might be something where some homeless shelters are funded and helped out, and maybe get some of these people into proper
subway
housing.
Stations.
Yeah, I mean, they might have their own security force. They're clearly going to work with SEPTA and PATCO and all these organizations because they have to.
And there's money already, by the way, too, reading that yesterday, there is money already allotted in the project to expand the station.
They'd have to.
make the stations bigger, to make the stations where you never, like you're saying, Bob, just like at MSG, you never have to exit. You can go right from your high-speed rail or your regional rail line and go upstairs and go into the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, going to a game at MSG and the Verizon Center or whatever the hell it's called in D.C. now, you literally walk right off the Metro or right out of Penn Station, and you're in an arena. And one of the main reasons I don't go to as many games as I used to is leaving arenas and games is a miserable experience for me. I hate it. It's chaotic. If I have the opportunity to just get on a train and go and dodge all of that, I'll go to more games. I just know I will.
And I'll tell you a quick little story. I'm coming home from a New York Knicks Sixers game one time. It's about 11:30, and I'm down in the subway waiting for it at Penn Station. Well, something happened where a guy was getting chased by a cop, and this guy, dove over the stairs and stuff. I have never seen so many undercover, surprising cops just pop out of nowhere and have a presence of about 50 to 60 of them at 11:39. There was a guy walking along the wall. It looked like just someone walking around. It was a cop.
I got busted by one going to Yankee Stadium for brown bagging a beer on the train or on the subway.
Get you every time.
And he said if you weren't wearing a Phillies uniform, I probably wouldn't have busted you.
But my point just
they
being
were all
it might
undercover.
be exactly.
Yeah.
And things might be even more secure than you even know. So,
there you go. Well, coming up, there's a talking point against Jalen Hurts that I will disprove. We'll see if I disprove it. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. You know, if you're a building manager for any Philadelphia area municipal, commercial, or industrial facility, it's really, really bad to get caught with your pumps down. There's a lot that goes on in the guts and bowels of your building that the guys at Pump Man Philly are experts in. We're talking troubleshooting, emergency repair, maintenance, and pump system replacements, which is why if you're a manager for one of Philly's biggest facilities, why don't you rely on Pump Man Philly 24/7, 365? Pump Man Philly is going to make sure your various pump systems are completely operational through every season, from the AC cooling pumps you count on to keep occupants cool in your building to pool pumps that ensure the residents are swimming in clean, safe, well-circulated water. Call Pump Man Philly now. Schedule an inspection or maintenance of your pumps so you're not swimming in complaints at any time. So call Pump Man Philly, 833-559-PUMP. Put in your phone right now, 833-559-PUMP, or find them anytime you need them at pumpmanphilly.com, because Pump Man Philly are the guys to know to fix your flow.
The John Kincade Show.
Uh-oh, looks like I'm in for a bad hair day.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Concerts, festivals, family gatherings.
There's an Everfresh juice for that.
Shooting hoops, sitting on the stoop.
There's an Everfresh juice for that.
Picnics, pool parties.
There's an Everfresh juice for that.
Days on the beach, nights on the town.
There's an Everfresh juice for that.
Crack of the bat, peanuts and hot dogs.
There's an Everfresh juice for that, too.
There's an Everfresh juice for every occasion. Everfresh has over 40 flavors to choose from, including our premier apple juice line with your favorite apple to eat. Now available in a bottle to drink. Just twist the cap. Everfresh juices and juice drinks. Nature's refreshment.
Look for delicious 100% juice Honeycrisp apple or any Everfresh juice or juice drink flavor at McCaffrey Supermarket on Skippack Pike and Bluebell.
If the best part of your workday is spent listening to us on your drive to work and back, maybe it's time your workday was spent somewhere else. Many of the companies you hear advertising on The Fanatic are hiring talented, hardworking people just like you. Visit the Fanatic job board at 975thefanatic.com/nowhiring for links to career opportunities with our partners.
Pump Man Philly is now hiring experienced technicians. Pump Man Philly is a leading provider of water and wastewater pump service and repair, offering competitive wages, incentive programs, and great employee benefits. Pump up your career. Apply online at pumpmanphilly.com. Ferguson HVAC is hiring. Want to work for the leading wholesale distributor of HVAC parts, supplies, and equipment? Ferguson is actively hiring delivery drivers, warehouse associates, and sales support representatives. Check out ferguson.com/careers for job openings in your area.
These are just a few of our advertisers now hiring. Check out the full list at 975thefanatic.com/nowhiring. We love working with these companies, and we're sure you will too.
This week at Macy's, get set for back to school with 30% off the latest trends and classic jeans from Levi's. Or use your coupon or Macy's card and get an extra 20% off dresses and already great deals like 20% off backpacks and handbags. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. See Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
In the heat of the moment, you keep it calm and cool with a $3 medium ice cold brew. And not just any cold brew, but one that's slow steeped and mixed with brown sugar and molasses flavor. With a cold foam infused with brown sugar coolness and a cinnamon sugar sprinkle on top. That's keeping it calm, cool, and cold brewed. With Dunkin's new brown sugar cream cold brew, now $3 along with all medium cold brews. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
20,000 bonus points, 18.99% variable APR, and a $32 statement credit when you spend $200 before your dog's 8th birthday.
Credit card ads have all sorts of numbers, but they mean nothing to you if you don't get approved. So here's Credit Karma's number, 50. Like members who shop on Credit Karma get approved over 50% more often than the national average. Now that's a number you can rely on. Credit Karma. Apply with more confidence. Member approval rates in 2021 over 50% higher than 2020 CFPB national average.
Want to hear a jingle? Yeah, neither do we. This commercial break is brought to you jingle-free by Njm Insurance. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com to see if you could save up to 25% on your auto insurance.
Hey, guys, did you know sleep apnea occurs in about 25% of men compared to only 10% of women? For every hour of quality sleep that a man loses, testosterone levels decrease by a significant amount. If you wake up in the morning feeling unrefreshed, fatigued, or tired, sleep apnea could be causing your testosterone levels to be low. So go get checked. Call Dr. Avi Donapel at Iron Mountain Men's Health. He and his team provide men of every age with tailored programs to treat low testosterone and ED. At Iron Mountain Men's Health, you meet with a physician who will make sure you receive customized treatment for your personal chemistry. Some patients even experience results after just the first visit. So call Iron Mountain Men's Health for a free consultation today. They offer financing for qualified patients and telehealth appointments for your convenience. Call 215-659-3770. That's 215-659-3770. Or make your appointment online at ironmountainmenshealth.com and tell them Bob Cooney sent you.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You think Jamie has some really crazy opinions? Don't worry. We do too.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
You know, a Fanatic Friday is always presented to you by PumpManPhilly.com.
Jeez.
Hey, if you need a water pump expert for your facility, 24/7 emergency repair or pump replacement, count on Pump Man Philly. Guys to know to fix your flow. Jamie, I couldn't get over yesterday up in Souderton, where I was up there at Landis Block and
Did you
Concrete.
see Jamie Moore? Did he greet you at the town line?
I did not, but I was looking for a sign. I almost expected
The
there to
home
be a
of Jamie
sign.
Moore,
Yeah. Like, that there'd be something that would acknowledge it. But as Jared was showing us this, we were on the one road where Landis Block is. And on this side of the road, it was Bucks County, and that side of the road was Montgomery County.
Yeah. My two counties.
But it was right on each line, and I didn't see a sign for you either.
Oh, that's a shame.
Like, as I entered Montgomery County, I didn't see, this road maintained by the Lynches.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever see that.
I expected to see something like that. I expected to see Lynch Boulevard.
No.
Do you have
Nothing.
a piece of Wawa Lake?
No.
I mean, seriously.
I bought
up
a
there.
Sizzly from Wawa.
You did?
Does that count?
Yeah, why not?
I like this.
pretty
The
good.
Wawa, the road floods. And they just call it Lake Wawa. Because I asked the question, I said, where's the crab meat come from? Lake Wawa.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was a tasty item, too. So
I'm getting steamed crabs this weekend. I can't wait.
Okay, you were showing
Down
that.
in
I was
Baltimore.
trying to explain to Christina yesterday the price of those crabs.
Wow.
You
Yeah,
were talking
they-
about now you weren't
cost a
talking
little
about
bit.
a bushel.
A
You're talking about
dozen.
a dozen was like $70.
Yeah, if you get large,
$71.
If you get Baltimore larges, yeah, they're gonna cost you some pennies.
We skipped our crab night in the Outer Banks this year for the first time ever.
Why? Because prices were outrageous. Or you just
Yeah,
didn't-
I couldn't pay because we usually get a bushel, and I was just like,
Okay, how much was $200?
The bushel larges were $2.19 at the place that I'm going to. Yeah.
So Connor, I'm sure after ridiculing Bob for the jambalaya, probably brought in some crab meat for us today from your crabbing exhibition yesterday.
No, so the crabbing was. Oh, I just posted the picture yesterday. That was like 2 weekends ago, and
okay.
yeah, and we gave those to another guy on the softball team because I have no idea how to cook them. None of the other guys wanted to keep them.
Wait.
Do you not pay attention?
Connor,
We did Cooking with Cooney.
Cooking with Cooney was on it, and I now know how to cook crabs.
Yeah, but it was Cooking with Cooney was after the fact that I gave the crabs away.
I don't
No.
believe that.
Cooking with Cooney was about a month ago.
It was like a month ago.
When I
Oh.
told you how to steam
I
crabs.
listened to a different show.
Is it you're listening to a better radio show?
I'm
Is that what you're
figuring out
saying?
how to use the oven. Okay, I'm not in the cooking crabs business yet.
He's throwing a live crab in a microwave.
I'm telling
Yes,
you.
wouldn't that work though? Give me a reason why that
Okay,
wouldn't work.
I'm helpless in the kitchen but not compared to you. I'm learning. There's somebody else there.
First off, I don't like cooking. Second of all, I'm not cooking anything that could snap my fingers.
I thank Bob Cooney has taught me more about cooking, and literally my wife will say now, well, how do you know how to do that? I'm like, yeah, Bob told me. Bob helped me when I was by myself for a year and a half. Do this, try this, go and do this, and I've learned to do some stuff.
Cooking is awesome.
I blanched some collards last night. You know
You
how to
what?
do that? Blanched some collards. And,
I would have no idea, and I hate collard greens.
oh
Do
yeah,
you? I love
Hate
collard
them. I love
greens.
It's
Yeah.
consistency.
Oh.
It's the
yeah. I know what you mean. It's got like a little.
yeah. I can't do it. Can't do it.
I
But,
love them.
oh. Hey, summer is a crazy time of year if you got a college-bound student. We're like 3.5 weeks out of dumping ours off. So go to collegeav.com, and then she'll know how much she's going to have to pay after she gets that degree. Take the stress, how you're going to pay for things at collegeav.com.
You're gonna be empty nesters.
Yes.
First time in 18 years. Wow.
First time almost. I mean, honestly, we were married and parents in a little over a year of marriage.
Oh wow. This is gonna be fun.
Everyone's like, "Hey, you ready?" I'm excited for her to go.
You want a roommate?
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. No, we
Yeah,
don't.
Connor
I'm
needs a
moving.
place.
I could cancel the lease I got.
You cannot take you and you are not moving into Olivia's space. We did tell her though, Liz, once you do move out of the house, your loft, which is just her, she has the upstairs of the house. That loft and everything is going to be turned over, and that's going to become the guest quarters. So
Am I not a guest?
And so she will not. And she's like, "You're kidding me." So if I move out, you're going to change the guest room? Like, yeah, absolutely. I'll be taking down like everything. And you're kidding me. Where do I come when I come back? If I decide to like stay over for the night, and I'm like, the guest room? But it's not going to be a shrine to you. We're not leaving it like you have it right now.
How about this? We do a foreign exchange. I got an extra room at my place, and then so I'll go live at your house, and then you and Christine come live at my house.
No, I'm not doing that.
Why
Can't do
not?
that. I just can't.
It'll be fun.
I think you'd violate rules of the neighborhood. They have lots of rules. I think you'd violate rules.
Drinking Miller Lite in the backyard shirtless is not a rule that I'll.
This neighborhood has no problem with that.
It's
so
cool.
you'd fit
Then
in
I'm
with
good.
that.
That's all I do.
You'd have no problem with that then.
It's one of the worst feelings you'll ever have in your life when you drop your daughter or son, whatever, off at college.
The weird thing is that
it hurts.
Bob's saying that I can't. I don't know. I can't. But you were dropping like you dropped Kyle off, for example.
Yeah.
You dropped Kyle off really across the country.
Well,
it's different that I know that I can get like from here. I know I'm going to be 4.5 miles from her any day. I want to give her a hug, drop her some cash, and see her.
Okay.
No?
Sure. Christina, if you're listening, please take video of John when you guys walk out of the room and leave Olivia at school.
Really?
You will be crying like a baby. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now, Kyle first went to LaSalle, so he was only a half hour away
But you
at
didn't
first.
cry then, did you?
No,
Really?
I almost cursed. Hell yeah, I did. I dropped Bobby off. My oldest, dropped him off at LaSalle. He went all 4 years at LaSalle. Yeah, it's horrible. It's the worst feeling ever. You're letting go as a parent. It's horrible.
Now the thing is, though, I guess I'm saying to myself right now, I don't think that's going to happen because of the letting go process. I am the most.
Well, you did have a year and a half training,
but I'm also the most push out of the nest parent that you can find.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in go try that, go do that. See what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to navigate public transportation from the Exton train station down into the city.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to take the train, go do that.
I wanted a lot of things for my kids, too.
Uh-oh, now you're scaring me.
I'll tell you what, man. There's when you walk out of that thing,
wow, I'm only 3.5 weeks from this.
Worse, the two boys. So when I dropped off Bobby and Kyle, they were like, all right, guys, you can go now. And it was still emotional for me.
Okay.
How about I dropped off my daughter, and she was crying her eyes out when we left.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Hard. To the point where
if she cries, then that's not fair because I swear
That's not
Bob,
fair.
No,
It's
Bob,
entrapment.
Bob, I swear to you, I'll swear to you right now, and Christina will be the judge for this, and she'll tell you flat out, I don't believe that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen. But
I don't
we'll
think
see.
Olivia will, but you will. It was so bad when I was hugging Jenna goodbye that there was guys out on the front lawn that were having partying a little bit at a fraternity, and they saw her crying and me hugging her, and they had a shot ready for me.
Oh, boy. Well, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
Hey, the most unfair slant on the Eagles' 2021 season gets repeated on every single show on this station, Jamie. And Jalen Hurts needs to beat a good quarterback.
Yeah, I say it all the time.
Yep. And I hear it on Cuz Radio. I hear it on the afternoon show. Soon to be the best show ever. Coming up on August 1st.
I think the only one he beat better than him last year is probably Matt Ryan.
And then he lost to one worse in Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
So if we take those two as they wash each other out, he beat one better than him and lost to one worse. The Eagles' defense needs to beat a good quarterback.
Yeah, they sure do.
He lost to Jimmy Garoppolo, who, by the way, beat Dak Prescott and Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs on the road and got to the NFC title game and had been in the Super Bowl 2 years before. He lost to Dak. He lost to Mahomes. He lost to Brady. He lost to Carr. He lost to Herbert and Dak again. In the games that didn't include Daniel Jones and Matt Ryan, the Eagles' defense gave up 34 points. No. When the defense gives up 34 points, the last thing I'm doing is putting the loss on the quarterback. I'm putting the loss on the defense. And that means I have to throw a rock at my sort of boy crush, Jonathan Gannon, who I defended at every turn. When your defense is giving up 34 points, the last thing I'm doing is pointing a finger at the quarterback as being the reason you're losing. And no, I don't think last year with that defense, he should have been able to outduel Mahomes, Brady, Carr, Herbert, Dak. I don't. And Jimmy Garoppolo. Jamie, what do you say for yourself?
They have to score more points. I mean, Jonathan Gannon obviously has to do a better job with the defense. I don't deny that one at all. But you're not going to win many football games when you put up 11 points. And that's what they put up versus the Niners. When they faced the Cowboys, they put up 21 points and... Sorry, as I scroll
He wasn't
here.
in the second one. He wasn't in the second one, remember?
But you're going to need more than 21 points to beat the Dallas Cowboys.
You absolutely will.
Some of these games...
You're going to need 45, I think, in one of the games.
Yeah, you just need more points versus some of these teams. It's that simple. The Giants game where he lost to Daniel Jones, 7 points.
No, I said the Daniel Jones, Matt Ryan, we throw out.
I know, but you can't.
He beat one, and he
you can't have
lost
many games in the NFL where you're scoring less than 20 points and expect to win.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
You're probably good for 1 or 2 where your defense can step up. But other than that, you're going to need to score 24-plus points.
Here's a good one. Thanks to ESPN Stats and Information, they got a nice little tool for you. When your team gives up 34 points, what percentage, Bob Cooney? What percentage of NFL teams won last year when they gave up 34 points in the games? What percentage
when they gave up 34?
You give up 34. How many times last year in the NFL did a team win the game?
Percentage-wise, or how many times?
Percentage.
12.8%.
I was going to say 8%.
18%.
Bob Cooney's really smart. 7.1%. So, in other words, you lose 93% of the time when you give up 34 points last year. Now, that's not always that number. It's not always there. But you win 7% of the time. So when your defense puts you in a position where a team loses 93% of the time, don't throw rocks at the quarterback. Could the quarterback have been better? No question asked. And Jamie makes a good point. Absolutely could Hurts have been better in some of those games. No question. But when your defense is giving up 34 points, you're losing 93% of the time. So why are we blaming a quarterback in his first year as a starter?
Well, because that only happened twice.
Yeah, but
of all the losses last year, there was 2 times they allowed more than 34 points.
And that's the average. They're getting trucked. That team was getting trucked in those losses.
I mean, the defense has to be better. I mean, we talked about it all last year. Jonathan Gannon got carved up by really good quarterbacks. He beat the bad ones. That's good. You have better players now. Now you need a better performance versus good quarterbacks. There's 100% truth to that. The offense, you can say the same thing. There's better players now. You got to score more points.
Well, no. This year, you're right.
Yeah.
Last year, though, man, he didn't beat a good quarterback. Can't beat a good quarterback. He didn't have a chance to beat a good quarterback.
That's the weight of the quarterback. You carry that cross on you. I mean, you're the talking point of every game, win or lose. That's what it is. Jonathan Gannon needs to be better, too.
Yeah,
Gannon really does.
Somebody used the term throwing rocks. If I'm throwing rocks over those losses, my first rock does go to Gannon, though. Does yours not, James? Does it go to Hurts first?
I think Gannon was a product more of talent than Hurts.
Okay.
I feel like Gannon can take a bigger leap this year than Hurts can.
Fair enough.
Because he has better talent.
Well, Gannon has a lot more.
They addressed his needs.
Yes. Yeah.
They did.
Well, no. But what did they do for Jalen? They did.
AJ Brown's huge. Yeah, that's a big addition. So no excuses for either.
It is a big addition. He didn't get the toolkit that Gannon got. But it is I'm waiting to see it, though, too. But I'm waiting to see the improvement from Hurts. But honestly, I put the improvement on Jonathan Gannon much higher. That I need to see.
Yeah.
Because he was given a lot more to deal with.
Yeah, no question. He's got a full deck. Yeah,
he does.
He has things to play. He has a competition at linebacker like we talked about earlier. He's got a plethora of linebackers there. You have 2 really good, what could be really good defensive backs. I mean, he's got a lot to play with.
Hey, be the office hero this week. Order Jamie Lynch's wings for lunch. Or order whatever you want from P.J. Wellahan's. And you can save 20% off any lunch order that's placed online through P.J. Wellahan's. Don't use one of the food delivery apps. You're not going to get the 20% off. Monday through Friday, 11 to 4, now through this Friday only. And they're saying it's a very profitable wing, Jamie.
Of course,
very
yeah.
profitable.
I got to tell you, there was a little complaint in my house yesterday.
What was the complaint?
How come Jamie's wing's getting so much more play than your wing ever did?
What? We gave that.
What?
We gave Bob's wings so
I'm
much.
just saying, somebody in my house asked that.
Was it you?
No,
it wasn't me. I gave you a compliment this morning, did I not? I said that a friend of mine went and had your wings and said
he
they were
said
very
yours
good.
were better, but mine were good.
I didn't say that.
He said that.
You did.
I mean, there was a reason you brought it up.
I didn't say that on air.
I mean,
every time this wing discussion came up, Jim from PJ's would text me to defend Bob. I think Bob has the wing lobby.
Yeah.
Actually.
Big win.
Because Jim voted Bob's wing the best. He was part of that sort of committee that may have been in the sauce a little bit. I don't know, when they didn't understand the bacon
jealousy
carb.
just
but
oozes out.
See, this is all play for your wing, though. This is literally play for your wing.
I'm not arguing that. The jealousy is oozing out. Hey, in the linchpin, Jamie wants to talk about banning stuff.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, I had this on yesterday's show sheet because it kind of stayed with me from Wednesday's show when we talked about the shift in baseball. The the more and more I thought about it, I am in favor of banning it. And the most popular counter argument against banning it is, well, you're taking strategy away from the game. That's always happened throughout the history of sport. I mean, strategy has been taken away. The NHL did it because they realized the Devils in the late 90s and the neutral zone trap was not good for the sport. So they eliminated a line, so they couldn't do that anymore. Basketball, Wilt Chamberlain used to sit in the paint and block every shot that came his way until they realized, okay, wait, defensive 3 seconds needs to be a thing. The three-point line never existed. It became strategy, and once it was instituted, and now you see the evolution of it to modern-day Steph Curry's. But the point is there's always strategy that's changing within the sport to improve the sport. You have to make the best product you can, and I think right now the shift has hurt baseball in a fundamental way. Like, hits that used to be hits aren't hits anymore, and I don't recall hits up the middle as much as I did growing up. And I just think fundamentally it's made the game worse. There has to be an in-between area of improving the game without, making it too strict of a rule. You know what I mean? Like, there still needs to be a little leeway for strategy there. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I know this shift is hurting baseball.
But taking away, when you talk about the three-point line wasn't being implemented to take away something from the game.
No, but hand checking was taken away because it was hurting the offense, and offense sells. The point is there's always strategy and points of the game that change for the betterment of the sport, and I do think the shift is hurting baseball.
Yeah, I had the same argument though when they took away the trap in hockey. I was like, yeah, it makes why? Somebody came up with a way to get their team to win. I know, but I'll go against that argument all the time, and I don't.
But do you think the NHL is better after the trap than it was during the trap days?
Yeah, was it hard to watch? Okay, my thing is, then figure out how to beat it.
The popularity of the sport would tell you no.
Well,
it's not more popular.
Like taking a big guy out of the lane defensively.
That was a strategy.
As the way basketball revolutionized, a big man in the lane doesn't even matter anymore because it's an outside game.
Well, no, because they changed that, and then three-point shooting became a thing, and it got further away from the basket.
I just think we rush too much to judgment of saying, like, oh, you got to change it because it's no good.
No, I've been watching it for a couple years now, and I hate it. I really do. I think it looks weird. I think it takes hits away. And, the popular thing to say is also, we'll learn to hit the other way. To Connor's point earlier, pitching's so good now, it's not as easy as, people think it is.
Well, how come hitting isn't as good then?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I mean, there's more runs being scored than there was in the 80s.
Because the pitching's not as good.
Well, because the hitters are better.
Well, if they're better, they should be able to hit the ball.
It's still not easy to just go the other way all the time. I mean, it's just not.
The thing is, you got to show somebody that you do something that when they get the book on you, you have to show them that book can be rewritten by you.
Ryan Howard had one of the most historic 5-year runs in baseball history and then couldn't figure it out. I mean, there's very talented guys that just can't do it. And the shift is...
they're not as talented as you make them out to be.
But who is hitting the opposite way anymore? I mean, Joey Votto, a couple other leadoff guys.
Maybe, yeah.
There's a handful of guys that can do it. It's not something that's common, and I do think I'm anti-shift. I hope they ban it, and I think it'll improve baseball. I do.
I just and look, I'm not saying I'm right. It's just my feeling that all right. So let's go to the trap in hockey. I always thought, okay, you've implemented something. That no matter what players you have, you implement a trap and nobody can figure out how to beat it. Like I just thought that was ridiculous. That's the essence of sports, that you figure out a way to beat another team. And I don't know. I don't.
That is the essence of sports.
That's the essence of sports to us. The essence of sports to the people who run Major League Baseball or the NHL is making money off of it. And if the sport is dying like baseball is so often claimed to, sometimes you have to make changes. And baseball does not ever rush to make changes. They're the opposite. They take way too long to make changes. So if they're coming to this conclusion, they've looked at it for a couple of years now. Like, I don't think they're rushing to ban it. I think the reason they're doing it is not totally for the competitiveness, but more for the excitement. You want to see hits more than you want to see 3 guys on the right side of the infield.
Is that why they
taking away
doctor
outs.
the baseballs too?
Yeah, yes, absolutely it is.
Is that the
why
same thing, though, to you?
They mess with the baseballs to try and make the game more interesting. And sometimes they get it totally wrong because baseball is incompetent and can't get out of their own way. But that's what they're trying to do with this. So it's partially competitive, partially making the sport more interesting.
And I also think there's something to the home run or bust. I think this goes into play with it. I mean, if the numbers are showing you that the shift is eliminating hits that used to be hits, maybe some people out there are just going,
are
"All right,
swinging.
Go ahead, swing for the fences then." Like if they're going to take away your most productive hot zone of the field, swing for the fences.
We'll ask Ricky about this when he joins us a little bit later.
It's a great,
on. It's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point. You made some good points.
It's great. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I do think it's hurting the sport, though. I mean, your average person wants to see hits. Chicks dig the long ball.
Like when we were playing and say I'm in the field,
busted that game.
Yeah. Like
Well, not
Jamie,
really.
you came up to bat, and I'd turn to our third baseman, like you, watch the hole there, and guys would creep up. Like they can't do that anymore. Is there gonna, you know what I mean?
Well, that's
like
why
Connor,
you have to control. Like I just don't think you can have 4 guys on one side of the infield.
Yeah, here's what it is.
You know what I mean?
Just have 2 guys on either side of second
Yeah,
base.
you can put them wherever you want on the sides of the field, but 2 guys have to stay on each side of the field.
Scott says, what we need to do in a men's game is to say ban the walk in softball.
I support that.
Listen, I'm cool with that.
Ban walking in softball.
I'm fine with that because I can swing too. But if you're not going to throw me strikes,
if you're taking 4 pitches in beer league softball,
3 pitches, 1-1
you
count.
are out. You're out. All right, we got a stretch for the Phillies that could make or break them. Begins the second half of the show. Ricky Batalico shows up to do damage on Connor Thomas later on. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I got to tell you, yesterday we visited Landis Block and Concrete. Christina and I went up to Souderton, went to their beautiful facility, their showroom, and looked at everything. Looked at all the different examples of the materials that we can use to create what is going to be our new backyard. We had the space. She had all the pictures. She had the layout for them. But you see, Jared and his team up at Landis Block, they are amazing. We had such a selection to choose from. What kind of, stone wall do we want? Do we want a seating area? What do we want do we want to go with like a tile on the ground or a natural stone? It was absolutely amazing. All the colors you could select, all the amazing different styles, and then the design ideas. Last night, my wife is on the couch with her computer looking at it. I thought she was studying for the SAT. You will absolutely love creating your dream backyard with the crew from Landis Block and Concrete. And they are waiting to help you now, and they've got materials, and they're ready to go. So here's what I want you to do. Get some ideas online at landisbc.com. That's landisbc.com. And then let Jared and his team help you create your own jaw-dropping outdoor paradise.
The John Kincade Show
For someone who's super, super hot, you're really cranky.
on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hi, I'm Patrick Fingles, owner of New Look Home Design, the roofing experts. When you hire someone to replace your roof, you want a detailed upfront estimate and an expert to get it done right the first time. At New Look, we provide clear line-by-line estimates paired with a 3D rendering of your roofing project. On average, we install 1 roof every hour, so you know our team has the expertise to manage your project. And we provide a lifetime warranty on every roof installed. Find out why over 40,000 homeowners have chosen New Look to do their roof. From now until July 31st, get 50% off all roofing materials and qualify for 12 months, no payments, no interest financing. At New Look, you can depend on our 20 years of roofing expertise, honest estimates, and guaranteed customer satisfaction. Call New Look today at 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300. NewLookHomeDesign.com.
Hey, kids, I'm going to Wawa. Anybody want anything? It's Hoagie Fest. Hoagie Fest is here. So, classic meatball and classic Italian with cherry pepper relish. And a new picture frame.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is back. Whatever your order, summer tastes better when it's full of hoagie love. Get $5 shorties and $6 classic hoagies. Limited time only. See store for exclusions.
There's an epic cookie battle happening right now at Wawa. Will it be Oreo cookies and cream frozen beverages? Or will you choose Chips Ahoy cream smoothies, milkshakes, and more? If you can't choose one, go for both in our limited-time Ultimate Cookie Mashup, made with real pieces of Oreo and Chips Ahoy cookies. 2 legendary cookies, 1 epic frozen treat. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. At CSL Plasma, you can make up to $825 this month when you donate plasma at any of CSL Plasma's tri-state area donation centers. That's money in your pocket for doing a great deed. Plasma donations help create therapies to treat patients with rare and serious diseases, and the process, it's similar to donating blood. For locations and info on how you can donate plasma and earn up to $825 this month, visit CSLPlasma.com. Walk-ins are welcome. CSL Plasma. Good for you. Great for life.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Things are a bit tight lately. That's why I love Kohl's. I went back to school shopping and got kids' clothes for under $6. Sneakers for less than $20. And an extra 20% off already great deals, like 25% off backpacks. And get this, you can save more with a Kohl's card and earn Kohl's Cash. Talk about more style and more savings. Select styles, 20% offer ends July 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's account for details.
This trip is for real. Rob Zombie, Mudvayne, Freaks on Parade Tour. Zombie, Mudvayne, together. Friday, July 29th, Freedom Mortgage Pavilion with Static X and Powerman 5000. Get tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Zombie, Mudvayne, part of the Mattress Warehouse Concert Series.
For over 35 years, Health Partners Plans has been proudly caring for people in the community. Our nationally recognized Medicaid plan offers a growing network of doctors and hospitals so you can get care close to home. Health Partners can help you get the care you need, including doctor and hospital visits, prescriptions, immunizations, eye and dental care, and more. To learn more, please call 1-800-553-0784 or visit hpplans.com. Health Partners, trusted care where and when you need it.
Hey, it's Ricky Bo. If you're looking for a new car this summer, visit the team at Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. They have huge savings on all vehicles in stock, including the new GMC Sierra. Barlow is family-owned and operated since 1971. That's over 50 years of honest pricing and dedicated service, so you know you're in the right hands. When you shop at Barlow, there are no dealer fees or markups. Order your next vehicle from Barlow. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or at barlowautogroup.com.
Hey, can you grab the jelly?
Sure. What? Why? Is there a fan in the fridge?
Oh, yeah. Isn't it great? Now every time we open the fridge, it cools down the house. Who needs AC?
If you're looking for ways to save, Pico has energy answers, like heating and cooling rebates for switching to eligible Energy Star equipment to make your home or business more efficient, so you can save energy and money.
Cool, right?
No, not cool.
For even more ways to save for your home or business, visit pico.com/ways to save.
Imagine if your favorite casino came with an undo button. You get that with FanDuel Casino's Play It Again. Get up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. Play your favorite tables, games, and hundreds of slots for real cash. See why FanDuel Casino is the #1 rated online casino app. I just love to explore daily and weekly promotions that they have on there. I play with live dealers. And if I ever have a question, the best in-class customer support team, they help me 24/7. Sign up for your FanDuel Casino with promo code BOB today and play it again with up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. That's promo code BOB. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Must not have previously placed any wager on FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel Casino, Betfair Casino, Mohegan Sun Casino, or Stardust Casino. Refund issued as non-withdrawable casino-only site credit that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
Let's go!
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
No, your radio's not broken. We sound like this on purpose.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
AM sponsor is Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. In or out on the pina colada?
Like
drink
the
or
pina
the
colada.
song?
No, the not
Actual
the song.
drink?
The song is the most unrealistic song in the history of the world.
Go on.
You show up. You think that there is a lady on the planet that shows up to a date and it's her husband, thinking he was going on a date with another woman, and you just laugh it off? Both of them just laugh it off? You're not in the doghouse for life for that? No
well,
chance.
they're both in the doghouse, so it washes
They're
out.
both in the doghouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
the point.
washout.
No, it's not a washout. No.
No, they're both cheating
No.
on each other.
No.
And then they end up with each other.
If you thought you were meeting someone for a date and then you find out that your wife was also meeting someone on a date or vice versa, no,
how
that
could one-
relationship's
then
dead
you just
forever.
role
Yeah, but then you're not in the doghouse.
No,
weird.
you're both in the doghouse.
Because you both
Hey,
you both can't be in the doghouse. One person's in the
Yeah.
doghouse.
You can. That's called breaking up.
One person's the master, one person's the dog.
Nah,
You
that
just
relationship,
embrace
that
the
relationship's
fake
over.
identity and
you
role
just,
play for
you
the
just
evening.
laugh it off. No one just laughs that off. So unrealistic. Great drink, though. Pina colada. I'm in on it.
I'm out on the pina
I'm not in on
colada.
it at all.
I
Yeah,
have to be by a beach.
What?
It's like milk.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
Donna has pina coladas a lot now. She makes them and sits in the pool with them. No, I'm out on them. She made me one the other day. Honest to God, I took a sip and I gave it to her.
Little
I
slice
like-
of pineapple.
No, what I'll take is the
nah.
rum runner.
That's also runners are good.
The frozen rum runner, absolutely. We get started this 8 o'clock hour. By the way, Ricky Batalico will come and commit violence against Connor Thomas later in the
I
show.
don't
You
think
might
he's
want to see
legally
it.
allowed to.
No, he is. It's great for the show.
It was in his contract?
Joe Bell said, whatever's great for the show, go for it. But before we get to that, Jason and Malvern had something he wanted to bring to the show. Jason, good morning. You're on The Fanatic. How are you?
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, good. Thank you. I just wanted to pose a question. I found the linchpin discussion insightful. And
It
I
was
thinking,
fascinating.
What if the Flyers had gotten a coach who had created and implemented the trap, and we had cup runs and things like that? How would that change your opinion of it?
Then it would be the greatest rule in sports history. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
We
So I
should
guess
call it the waffle, not the linchpin.
That's just my question.
Nah, I mean, obviously, if your team's winning with it, it's a lot cooler. But if your team's losing by it, you hate it. But the league agreed. I mean, they eliminated a line to basically do away with it. So
Sure. I wonder if the market played into that too. Like, what if it was the Rangers or another big market?
That's a good point, Jason.
Toronto. It is a good one. Yeah.
And, having Brodeur help, too.
Hey, Jace, do you have tickets to FanFest?
I do not.
You want some?
Sure.
I'm going to put you on hold. There you go. Jason and Malvern will be coming to FanFest.
Look at you giving away FanFest tickets willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly. Just willy-nilly.
That's a great point by Jason
really.
about the team, though, because the New Jersey Devils was just, to me at least, and it has nothing to do with your
it's New
following of
Jersey,
Flyers.
too.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's like,
Lemieux.
it's just like the New Jersey Devils. And then they come up with this. First of all, it's an ugly team. Then you come up with an ugly way to win. That's a great point that Jason had. What if it was the Rangers? What if it was the, Canadians
the
or something?
Blackhawks, whatever.
I wonder if the NHL would have been so quick to take it away.
And the fact that people couldn't find a way to do it, cry me a river. I mean, seriously, just cry me a river.
I mean, I find it more fascinating to find a way to beat that
Yeah, so
than
do
I do
I.
taking it
so
away.
if nobody could figure out a way to beat him and the Devils ended up winning 7 cups in a row, would think that's good for the sport?
Well, it depends. I mean, is it good for the sport that we can pencil in the Yankees into the postseason every year, the Dodgers into the postseason every year? Is that good for the sport?
I mean, the Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009.
They're doing it with something. They're not doing it with skill. They're doing it by wallet whipping you.
Like if you came
So is
up
that
with,
good for the sport?
Yeah, if you came
no
up with a
cap's pretty
scheme,
good.
Jamie, you were coaching lacrosse, and you came up with some type of scheme, and it made you wildly successful. and they said, you know what? No, that's no good. We need to take that away. I mean, wouldn't that piss you off?
I mean, yeah, but lacrosse isn't like entertainment on the levels these leagues are, and sometimes
I only said lacrosse because you played lacrosse.
But like we don't take for. I think we take for granted that sports are entertainment, and we're all looking to be entertained to the best of our ability.
I try to never do that.
But
But
that's what it is.
Forget that. No,
At the end of the day,
that's exactly what I always look at it as entertainment.
So if something's hurting your entertainment product,
the
why
NHL
should
was
it
more
exist?
popular then.
Well, I think just the league in general, like hockey was bigger.
Well, then
then.
we can't use that argument because hockey was more popular then.
Well, yeah, but I just think it was a product of the time. Like the NFL in the early '90s isn't what the NFL is now.
Changing
the NBA isn't.
Outlawing it didn't make hockey more popular.
But I also don't think it's the reason why it's less popular.
Yeah.
Well, that could be, but you can't. But it didn't make it more popular.
Yeah, but I think they made the move because they wanted to put the sport in a place that was more entertaining.
I mean, I'll admit it. Watching games where the standards were implementing, it was horrible. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I mean, who enjoys watching the shift?
Hey, crystal clear lakes, trout-filled
Big tapper.
streams, wide sandy beaches. Maine's got them all. It's summer and the water's calling. Visit Maine.com. This message brought to you by the Maine Office of Tourism. The Phillies' first 12 games of the second half of the season here, the last 70 that we begin today, are going to convince me whether they are a team that can make noise in the postseason. If they go 7-5, I'm not going to say, or 6-6, I'm not going to say that they can't make the postseason. But the first 12 games, 6 at home, 6 on the road, 3-game set with the Cubs, I need a series win. 3-game set with the Braves. I need a series win. I really need it desperately. A 4-game set at Pittsburgh, take 3 or 4, and then split in Atlanta. That's 8-4. To me, it's important that in the 5 games versus the Braves, you got to take 3 out of 5 just to show that you belong. If the Braves push you around, take your lunch money, and make you look like chumps, I'm honestly not going to care what you do against the Cubs and the Pirates. Because you know what's not going to happen in October? You're not going to play the Cubs and the Pirates. So those 5 games are really important. They're part of the 12. But if this team can stand up to the champs, and that series begins on Monday, we'll talk about it then, I'm going to start dreaming of, well, I'll start dreaming of what October can be. But I need to know that they can get out there. They've already shown they can beat some legitimate teams. I want to see in the division, Bob. The second half of the season, Braves and Mets. Show me what you got, Phillies.
Ideally, yeah. But I'll look at the 12 games overall, if that's the lump that we want to go into right now, and say no matter how it's done, I want 7-5, 8-4. You want
at least 2 more better.
Look, I'm not giving up. Do I want the Phillies to win the division? Yeah, that would be awesome. And you're going out to win every game. There's no question in my mind about that. But long-term picture, I hear what you say about getting pushed around by Atlanta and then ultimately maybe the Mets. But right now it's just win series. Win series. And if they can sweep Chicago and 3 or 4 out of Pittsburgh and they lose, 4 or 5 to Atlanta, okay, if you come out 7-5 still, okay. I don't love it, but okay, you're still 2 games up in that 12-game series that you won.
Where do you fall on that, James?
41-29 is, you said, what it's going to take to get to 90.
41-29 is going to happen, James.
Which is what? Roughly like, I suck at math, a 64% win percent?
41-29 is 58.
58. As long as you kind of stay on that click, I'm going to try my best to not overreact to series losses. As long as you can stay along that win percentage, I'd love to beat Atlanta and, gain. But the division's not my goal. Just the wild card's my goal. So if you can just hang around that win percentage, I'll be happy.
If you go 7-5 over 12, that's exactly 58%.
So, yeah, I'm kind of wherever the 7 wins come from in these next 12.
It doesn't matter to you.
Not really.
See, now, it does to me.
I mean, the Braves would weigh a little more.
If I want to believe that this team's going to be viable in October.
Yeah, sure. I get that.
I don't just want to go to the party and walk in and be the chumps.
But
I don't want to go. You know what? We saw that last year with the Eagles. It was a great feeling to see that Eagles team make the postseason.
I think if the season...
But they got their teeth kicked in, and it's left a terrible taste in our mouths for 6 months. And the Phillies going to the postseason and then getting their asses kicked.
But I don't think they would.
Why?
Because I think if the season ended right now, you'd be facing the Padres. And look, they still have Tatis to come back to the team.
By the way, you're 2 games back of the Padres. Padres are playing
the Mets.
Mets this weekend.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're still going to throw Wheeler and Nola 1-2. Whoever you're facing, Dodgers, Braves, Padres, that's pretty formidable.
Hopefully it winds up you can do that with days off.
I mean, you have to make
that work.
And if you move up and by the way, you're 2 games behind the Padres to start this second half, as we're calling it. You get into that 5th spot, then you're playing the Braves in the first series.
Yeah. But
you feel better about that, or would you rather play the Padres?
I'd rather play the Padres, but
Yes.
it feels like you're trying to take like 3 steps at a time, and this organization doesn't have that long of legs. Like this feels like a proof of concept season. You haven't made the playoffs for 10 years. You're in your 11th. Like, just get in, and whatever happens after that is gravy. And then Dave Dombrowski makes the big moves next year because you know you have a playoff team.
I got to tell you, I'm with Connor, and you made a statement, John. Like the Eagles got to the playoffs, we were happy, but then they got their teeth kicked in, and it's
all anyone whines about for 6 months in this city.
It's
But what
funny.
have they done since?
That's not where I am with that. Mine was that they were a step ahead. They jumped a season ahead to get to the playoffs. I think it's vitally important that Jalen Hurts, that Devontae Smith, and a lot of other young players got that feeling of playoff. I didn't, not that I didn't care that they lost, but that hasn't ruled my offseason at all. I like that they took that step of getting to the playoffs. Now it's time to make the next step.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I just want to see them beating. I've already seen them beat some good teams out of the division. I want to see that they belong in their own.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the division games were weighted under Girardi, and now it's
and that
a new
is
team.
all the Mets games.
Yeah, so you've taken advantage of the Nats so far. You've done pretty well against the Marlins. I'd like to see them perform well against the Braves, obviously, but just hang around that 58% win percentage. I'll be happy.
Bob needs 41 and 29. Okay, for that number, and we did this the other day, Bob, when you were out. You got 20. You have 9 games left against the Marlins. You have 11 games left against the Nats, I believe. So you got 11 with the Nats and 9 with the Marlins. There's 20 games.
There's 4 against the Pirates.
If you go, but if just in those 20 games, just do the Marlins. No, just do the Marlins and the Nats. If you go 14 and 6 in those games, right there, you've picked up 8 of those games to get to the 12 games over 500 you need. Then you get the Pirate game. Let's say you go 3-1 against the Pirates, you pick up 2 more there.
You got the Reds
That's
a couple
10.
times.
Right, I mean, you've got opportunities here. This is 41 and 29. Bob Cooney looking smart is very doable. It is and Connor, don't shake your head. It is. Bob could look smart.
I'm nodding my head, yes.
I didn't see it. Look
I'm
like you're
shaking my
your
head, but I'm shaking it in the right direction.
Hey.
Up and down, Bobby.
Hey,
You
Todd.
look like a bobblehead.
Todd in Allentown joins us on The Fanatic. Good morning, Todd. How are you?
I'm good. I just have a couple quick comments. I'm not from the city. My wife and I go into the city a lot. We've been to all 3 sport complexes, and this is just my take. I'm not a big fan of gentrification and moving people out of areas, but I think the proposed location for the new Sixers arena is an awesome idea. When we go down there for long weekends, we always stay in that section of town. There's the market. You have all these hotels to stay in. You have all of these little really cool old like Irish bars and Polish bars. And
All right, yeah. Go on. I mean, like we know it's down there, but you also know that it's never had a worse crime problem. It's never had a more petty crime, violent crime, and murder have never been worse.
Okay.
Right where they're going to put the arena, it's never been worse in that precinct.
This was my second point. I worked in Center City, Allentown for 25 years as law enforcement. About 10 years before I retired, they started to revitalize the city in those quote-unquote bad sections of town. And once those shops and new restaurants, and then it looked like the fleas jumped off the dog. I don't know how else to explain that.
It's a great way of putting it, Todd.
And we appreciate you putting time in and service like that, Todd, to the community and keeping people safe. It's like the fleas going. Look, in D.C. is the argument.
Worked twice, 2 different areas, in Chinatown down there and then in Anacostia where the Nats Stadium went. And I've seen them both firsthand, and before and after, and it's night and day.
Well, Jamie, this leads perfectly into your opportunity. Is there another angle you wanted to take to the story from yesterday?
Yeah, I was actually talking with one of our YouTubers yesterday, Vince Pellegrini, about this, and he raised a point that I kind of thought about for a long time.
Vince can be bright like that.
Yeah, he's a sharp dude. But that's the aspect of the Flyers and the Wells Fargo Center's play in this. Now, obviously, a ton of rehabilitation has gone into the Wells Fargo Center over the last 2 or 3 years now. There's been a stage each summer when the teams are out of action to bring it up to today's standards. And look, the Wells Fargo Center is pretty nice. It is, especially with these new projects and stuff. I wonder what their thinking is. Vince raised the point to me, which I was unaware of, that in Comcast's end of year statement last year, the Flyers were mentioned once in I think he said 273 pages. He believes that they may be shifting away from sports a little bit, and I wonder if they have interest in trying to get Harris Blitzer into buying the Flyers. They'd obviously have to sell the Devils, but I would imagine Harris Blitzer having a stranglehold of 50% of the sports teams in Philadelphia would be very appealing to them.
The only problem with it is that they're not building a ice facility.
No, but I wonder if the play is Wells Fargo Center and the Flyers want Josh Harris and David Blitzer to actually buy the Wells Fargo Center. They can make it their own arena. If they owned both the teams, it would be a way to keep them down there. Or, maybe on the back burner is the Navy Yard or Camden. But I wonder if Comcast really wants out of the Flyers. Because in the grand scheme of money, a Flyers team is, it's still worth a chunk of change. I think they're valued currently at $1.2 billion. The NHL just had its first $2 billion team valuation recently. In the grand scheme of Comcast money, it's not where their bread and butter is coming from. I wonder if it's more of a nuisance than it is a profitability with them. So I think it's way more appealing to Harris Blitzer than it would be to Comcast at this point. So I wonder if there's a ploy on their part to try and get Harris Blitzer Group to buy the Wells Fargo Center, keep it there, make it their own building, and possibly buy the Flyers.
It's an interesting theory. I don't believe it, though.
I do think Comcast might not care that much about sports.
The amount of money that they spent, by the way, on this...
the rehab?
No, the land... they spent $350 million in that arena.
Yeah.
Which could be recouped, though, if you're selling the team and you're selling the building. It could be recouped. The amount of money they spent on the research of the Center City location, there's a ton of money they spent to just do the land study and can it be done and what's the... I don't believe they would have just thrown that money to try to do some ploy to try to...
I mean... Big money's big ploys, right?
Yeah, I never really thought
I never thought about it that way.
I haven't gone to the side of what's going to happen with the Flyers yet.
That's what I was
thinking I'm still trying to drink all this in. But
and especially if Comcast now is seeing attendance plummet with the Flyers because the product isn't up to snuff, they might just go, this is more of a pain than it's worth. I wonder if they want to tempt Harris Blitzer into buying the Wells Fargo Center.
Well, that arena is very profitable. So I don't know why it is I was reading reports yesterday about how profitable that arena is between all the different events, Sixers being there, Flyers being there. Why would they sell it now when they've got the Sixers on the hook for 9 more seasons?
Well, yeah, I mean,
so why would
not
they do
now,
that?
But,
because then,
but this isn't going to happen. Like this stadium's not even going to be approved for a while.
But
this is a long process in general.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, if we see the no sale went down in the next couple of years, the Sixers would have to be starting on their project, and then it would be out of the question.
Yeah, but I mean, still, even before an approval from the city and council and rezoning and all that, you're still probably looking at a year and a half before.
Easily.
If not 2 years, maybe even 3 before any of that gets off the ground. Look, the New Jersey Devils, they're a good franchise, but I feel like they kind of get lost in the shuffle of the Rangers up there, and it's the middle of Jersey. I think Harrison Blitzer would have way more appeal with the Flyers than they do the Devils.
They have to sell the Devils. It's an interesting thought. I don't think it's a...
I wonder how much Comcast cares about the Flyers.
What's the lease go till? 2030?
2031, yeah.
Yeah, it's the playoffs of 31 would be the last time you'd be seeing the Sixers at the Wells Fargo.
Because the underlying issue here is that they want to own their own building, which I get. If they were presented an opportunity to buy the Flyers in the Wells Fargo Center, I think they might pounce.
You think they wouldn't have already approached this?
They might have.
Oh, there could be things in the
like maybe
in the
they
workings.
already approached this.
They might have.
Yeah, absolutely.
It seemed like Comcast put a stake in the ground yesterday, though, with their public stance and everything, that they're very, very happy to say we're going to look forward to having them in. But they're not in the mood of $350 million in renovations to that building doesn't say we're selling.
But you could get more for the building sale.
And you're also talking 9 years.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
they're gonna bleed that Sixers thing dry. As long as they've got it in there.
I wonder if this is just an extremely big money kind of positioning on both of their parts.
We'll ask Steve Coates. Steve Coates joins us in the 9 o'clock hour.
In the team financials?
Ricky, but I'm sure he knows the books.
Yeah.
Don't you think Coatesy runs the books?
Yeah, probably. Might explain some of their issues.
Come on now. Coatesy joins us in the 9. Ricky Batalico is going to drop in and kill Connor Thomas, which will just be great.
Who gave JVR $7 million?
And and it's a special Friday edition of Game Time. And yesterday we weren't able to get to it with all the people in on the stadium story. So today we have a Friday edition of Game Time. So here's what we need you to do. We need you to line up now. You're going to win fabulous prizes. And our friends from Wendy's always present to you Game Time every Thursday. They said, hey, push it to Friday. Do it today. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Get yourself lined up now. Fabulous prizes await you. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I know this. There is a feeling that is different. Heat is reacting to me differently now that I've lost 24-plus pounds on Copair. Copair Health. I should say with Copair, because it's with. It's a process where Copair is with you every single step of the way. Vance is my personal guide through the process. He's taught me about how I eat, what I eat, when I eat, how often I eat. And I got to tell you, it has changed my life. And I'm feeling great. And I know one of the benefits is when I'm going out to play golf today, I would not have agreed to play golf in 90-some degree heat on a day in the middle of the day if I hadn't lost this weight. It's totally changed things for me. And I want you to start changing your life now. What if I told you that by Christmas time, you could have absolutely transformed your body and you can see the health benefits of it, as I just learned in my getting a physical last week. Save hundreds of dollars. Mention my name before the end of July. Go to copairhealth.com, COPARE health.com. Do you have 13 weeks to lose 24 pounds? I bet you do. I bet you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it too. Go to COPARE health.com. Tell them John Kincade from The Fanatic got you to finally make the call.
The John Kincade Show.
Listen, I like kids, but this is not a kid's environment. This is like HBO. No limits.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 9/21/22. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
If the best part of your workday is spent listening to us on your drive to work and back, maybe it's time your workday was spent somewhere else. Many of the companies you hear advertising on The Fanatic are hiring talented, hardworking people just like you. Visit The Fanatic job board at 975thefanatic.com/jobs. FirstStudent.com/nowhiring for links to career opportunities with our partners.
Let First Student Philadelphia put you in the driver's seat. School bus driver openings offer a $23 per hour wage and sign-on bonus up to $4,000. Apply today at workatfirst.com. S&S Remodeling, a fourth-generation family-owned and operated home improvement company in Delaware County, is hiring experienced window and door installers. Go to ssremodeling.com.
These are just a few of our advertisers now hiring. Check out the full list at 975thefanatic.com/nowhiring. We love working with these companies, and we're sure you will too.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This week at Macy's, get set for back to school with 30% off the latest trends and classic jeans from Levi's. Or use your coupon or Macy's card and get an extra 20% off dresses and already great deals like 20% off backpacks and handbags. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. See Macy's.com/Star Rewards. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
At Progressive, we know there's nothing like the feeling of riding a motorcycle with your crew on the open road. That symphony of engines roaring in perfect harmony. It's a feeling that would be impossible to recreate on the radio. Until now. Hit it, Jerry. Oh, my word. Really, really terrible. Was that a glockenspiel, Jerry? Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. No, Jerry. It's over.
As a contractor installing windows, you deserve a simple choice. Anderson 400 Series windows. They're the cladwood windows contractors trust the most. So much so, they're the windows contractors trust for their own homes. And they even have fewer callbacks for extra peace of mind. When it comes to windows, the choice is simple. It's Anderson 400 Series windows. The windows contractors trust the most. Request a quote at AndersonWindows.com today.
Claims based on 2022 Anderson Brand Survey of U.S. contractors.
20,000 bonus points, 18.99% variable APR, and a $32 statement credit when you spend $200 before your dog's 8th birthday.
Credit card ads have all sorts of numbers, but they mean nothing to you if you don't get approved. So here's Credit Karma's number, 50. Like members who shop on Credit Karma get approved over 50% more often than the national average. Now that's a number you can rely on. Credit Karma. Apply with more confidence. Member approval rates in 2021 over 50% higher than 2020 CFPB national average.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in just 3 easy steps. 1. Get your free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with your check in as little as 30 minutes. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
When it's getting heated, Philly, Dunkin' is keeping it calm, cool, and cold brew. With an ice-cold cold brew. And not just any cold brew, but one topped with brown sugar cold foam coolness. With Dunkin's new brown sugar cream cold brew. America runs on Dunkin'. Price of participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Imagine if your favorite casino came with an undo button. You get that with FanDuel Casino's Play It Again. Get up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. Play your favorite table games and hundreds of slots for real cash. See why FanDuel Casino is the #1 rated online casino app. I just love it. I love to explore daily and weekly promotions. I play with live dealers. And if I ever have a question, the best in-class customer support team, they're there to help me 24/7. Sign up for your FanDuel Casino with promo code Bob today and play it again with up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. That's promo code Bob. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Must not have previously placed any wager on FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel Casino, Betfair Casino, Mohegan Sun Casino, or Stardust Casino. Refund issued as non-withdrawable casino-only site credit that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/casino. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Thank God this is radio, or you'd have to be looking at my face.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's game day!
– 24 hours later than a usual game day. Thanks, Wendy's. We didn't get a second Wendy's breakfast today, but yesterday's was awesome.
It was so good, it can hold me over for 2 days, John.
Well, we didn't have to fight Ricky Batalico. We didn't have to fight Coach. We didn't have to fight Egan.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So
plenty to be had.
Great. That's
Connor even
really
took like 2 or 3 sandwiches home with him last night.
Well, I was taking a beach
Yesterday.
trip down to Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, so I needed the extra sustenance.
And why were you going to Delaware, Connor?
Check off another state on my list.
Another. He's up to 3.
Yeah, I'm up to 3
You're up to
states.
3 states now?
47 to go.
Connor, from my house, I believe I can be in Maryland in 42 miles.
Yeah,
40
it's not
miles.
far at all.
So why wouldn't you just drive on down to Maryland?
Well, I'm not trying to just check the states off for the sake of checking them off. Like, I'm trying to do something in each state.
Okay,
that I
go
can
to
remember.
Ripken Field then.
I was going to, because I've been to Ripken a couple times growing up. I was going to go to Camden Yards and catch a game. I have been, but that's one of my favorite spots.
And you expect to get all 50 states in how long?
By the time I turn 30, which is October 3rd of 2024.
So he's going to go to Alaska in that time?
He has no,
Hawaii in that time? You have no shot.
No,
But
we took out Alaska and Hawaii for him.
Why?
I appreciate the confidence.
Because Jamie and I are good guys.
You got to do it.
Well, don't be
There
good
ain't no
guys.
chance you're going to
He still
get
won't
48
do
in.
it.
No chance.
Hey, Wendy's, we appreciate you. It's time for game time.
It's Thursday at 8:30, which means
No, it's not.
game time. Today we're playing The Price is Right Summer Edition.
Come on
now,
down.
here's your master of ceremonies, a man whose favorite price is a 4-letter word that starts with F. Free. Connor Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually got the intro this week.
You did
like
get the
that?
Would
intro.
you look at that? That's
I'd
good
love
work
to be
there.
on Prices Right.
Oh, who wouldn't, right? Well, you are on the Price
Me.
is Right Summer Edition here on the John Kincade Show today, so your dreams have come true. Let's try and make some lucky callers' dreams come true. Here's how to play. I'm going to give one of you guys a summer, or all you guys rather, a summer item, and then you guys have to guess the price of the item. Then the caller has to decide who was closest without going over to the actual retail price. Some great prizes to play for today. Wendy's gift cards, some tickets to Alice in Chains, $25 iTunes gift cards, and maybe even some FanFest tickets
I like it.
sprinkled in there. So let's get
Where
started.
do you want to go, Andrew?
Yeah, let's go to Andrew in Northern Liberties.
Andrew, good morning. You're on the Fanatic.
Good morning.
Ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right.
All right, guys, and Andrew, listen, you're going to have to pick who's closest without going over to this item. Our first item is an Astor Outdoor Inflatable Above-Ground Swimming Pool for kids with extra thick walls and padded floor. It's 100 inches by 66 by 23. John, how much is it?
I'm going to say $89.
Bob?
I'm going to go a little higher. I'll go $109.
And Jamie?
I will say, you said 109?
I did say 109.
I'll
Don't
go
be a-
115.
Closest without going over, Connor. We got to remind people.
Yes, that is it. Now, Andrew, who do you think went closest without going over? Well, we'll have to give Andrew another chance because you guys all went over.
We all went over.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
wow.
All right. I will
Give me one
go.
more guess.
I will
Sounded
say.
fancy with the padded floor.
I will say $59.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll go $69.
I'll go. Damn you two. $74.99.
You're all still over.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, what is
I'll
this
go
thing?
$39.
45.
I will go $31.99.
All right, Andrew. They're finally under. If you're still awake there, who do you think is closest to the price without going over?
I'll go with Bobby.
All right, let's go ahead and see.
The closest to the actual price is Bob.
Yeah,
We do have a winner. The actual
Andrew, great
retail
job,
price,
man.
$49.99. So
Wow.
Bob was closest there. Andrew's going to take home a $50 Wendy's gift
How
card.
about that, Andrew?
Awesome. Good stuff.
All right, man. Good job. Thanks for listening, buddy.
All right, let's move on. Let's go to Rob in Pennsylvania next.
Bob is so good at Price is Right for someone who hates it.
He is.
All right, Bobby, you get first bid on
Bob's
this
always
one.
out with the boys and everything, going out. He sees all these things. All right, let's move on. The next item, guys, is a Melmler AMZ Mini Max Turbo Oscillating Sprinkler on step spike with Quick Connect adapter set. What is the retail price? And Rob, you're going to have to pick who's closest without going over. Let's start with Bob.
I'll go $44.99.
Okay, Jamie?
I'm going to go $27.99.
And John?
$28.
You
All
bastard.
right, Rob, who do you want to go with?
I got John.
All right, let's find out.
The closest to the actual price is Bob.
Again, Bob did
Bob
it again. I'm sorry, Rob.
Sorry about that, Rob. We'll place Rob on hold and we'll get him a pair of Fan Fest
Okay,
tickets.
good,
for being a good
good.
sport. Yeah, the retail price of that, $47.95. Bob was right there. Just
Bob
missed
is
by a
so
couple
good
bucks.
at Price is Right for someone who hates it.
He really is. Let's move on.
You
and
always
see.
are the best at Price is Right.
Yeah, it's a stupid game. That's
There
why.
you go. There we go.
That's stupid. Come
Let's
on,
go
this
to
is
John.
fun. Let's go to
Let's go
John
to
in the
John.
Northeast. Now, John, you've seen a trend here. You see who's good at this game. So listen to the guys' guesses carefully on this one. This next item is an 11-foot cool area double hammock with curved bar bamboo and detachable pillow and quilted fabric bed. Remember, the pillow's detachable, so that certainly adds to the price. Bob, you're still leading us off.
No,
Jamie. Jamie now. Okay.
I'll go $119.99.
Okay.
I'll go $1.
And Bob.
I will go 120.
That's
All
so cheap.
right.
Well,
John,
Screw both of you.
who are you going to go with? Because someone played
I have
some
to be
interesting
exactly
strategy
right
there.
or I'm out now. Fun game.
We screwed you
See?
over.
Stupid
We screwed
game.
you over
Hey,
both ways.
let's-
You guys
let's let John
literally
pick.
Let
screwed
John
me.
pick.
John, who do you think was closest without going over?
Who put the dollar in?
I did.
I'm going to go with John.
Let's see.
The
Smart.
closest to the actual price is John.
That's a great strategy by both Johns. John in the Northeast
Yeah.
and John
Good job,
Kincade.
Johnny.
Now, the actual price.
No, it was good by John in the Northeast. John Kincade was
I bet
cheap.
actual price is like $80.
No, you would have been over. It was $48.79.
That's a cheap
But John
hammock.
played the smart
Curved
strategy.
bamboo.
and
There you
John
go.
picked the right guy.
A
Good job,
detachable
John.
pillow?
I thought you said a detachable pillow.
And
Yeah,
curved
it was.
bamboo.
Yeah, well, the pillow
That's
came
a
attached.
bargain.
It was a whole thing. What John's going to win is he's going to win a pair of tickets to see Alice in Chains and Breaking Benjamin with Bush at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion on August 11th. Some tickets remain at Ticketmaster.com.
There we go.
All right, who are we going to next?
Tim.
Let's check in with Tim in San Diego.
What's up, Timmy?
Hey, love your show, guys.
Good morning, Tim. All right, let's go.
All right, let's hope you still love the show after this because there's been some interesting guesses going on. Our next item, we've got an Aqua Campagna Ultimate 2-in-1 Extra Large Inflatable Pool Float Lounge for adults with, now listen, adjustable backrest. Make sure you factor that in. We're going back to John to start.
Fancy.
So, Tim, listen carefully to the guesses.
$29.99.
Okay, Bob?
I'm going to go higher. I'm going to go $49.99.
I'm going to go $50.
Okay, and $50 is the highest bid. Tim, who are you going with there?
How's it feel, Cooney?
The $50 bid.
Okay, you're going with Jamie. Let's find out.
The closest to the actual price is Jamie.
Oh,
Jamie
yeah,
won!
Jamie got
See?
it.
Oh, my God. It's almost like if you take the cheap
You're
one, you
helping
win.
people win
Yeah.
prizes.
Yeah, that's great.
You were closer than you would have imagined. It was only $59.99, so you were right there,
Wow.
even trying to just do that strategy.
Adjustable back. man.
Tim in San Diego is going to win a $25 iTunes gift card.
That's very, very good. Good job,
How
Timmy.
about we fit one more in here?
Let's
Let's
do
go
it.
to Kevin on a cell phone.
Hi, Kevin.
How you doing?
Let's see what we can do today, Kevin. You got Bob going first, too, so that always helps.
All right, Kevin, you're going to have to pick who's closest here for this item, a Gray Bunny 4-port bird feeder, premium grade metal tube, chew, and weatherproof. So if you're a avian experiencer out there, maybe you know this. Bob, what is your guess?
I'm going $24.79.
Jamie?
I'll go $34.99.
John?
$1.
And John goes with $1 again. Okay, Kevin, who are you picking?
I'm going to have to go with Bob.
All right, let's see.
The closest to the actual price is John.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
tried to give it to you.
Bob and Jamie both went over the actual retail price.
$19.99.
$19.97. You would have been over
Whoa.
by 2 cents.
There you go.
Kev, you'll still get some Fan
Good
Fest
job,
tickets. We
Kev.
appreciate you
Put
being
you
a
on
good
hold.
sport. So, yeah, there it is. The Price is Right Summer Edition with John playing a very gentlemanly strategy of cheating the other guys.
No, it's just strategically, that's the way you play the game.
Strategically lame.
I
It's like,
watch it.
That was like the neutral zone trap of
This
Price
is why they're
Right.
banning the shift, because of people like you,
Wait a
John.
minute, should they ban the $1 bids on Price is Right at work?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I
It's
love it.
cowardice.
Right
Hey,
after
Bob,
they get done with the shift.
Bob, Price is Right is celebrating its 50th birthday right now.
Yeah.
It is so popular. Wildly popular.
Wildly?
Far and wide, Bob.
Far and wide.
Far and wide.
Anthony says on Twitter that Bob hates The Price is Right so much because he can't stand how bad all the contestants are. The show's just too simple for him.
It's too simple because Bob is in an elite plane.
Apparently.
He's like, this is easy. That duvet cover is clearly $27.99.
I just get told that when Price is Right is on in my house that I should stop talking back to the television. Because other than sports, I literally watch television and don't talk to it. But Price is Right, I yell at the TV. That is so stupid. Why would you bid that?
I'm like that with Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, okay.
Another show that will never be on in my
Wheel of
house.
Fortune's too random.
It's stupid.
What do you mean too random?
Because the skill is because you can be a smart player and you can get screwed by how you spin that wheel.
Well, Jeopardy is a fun game, but that's random because you don't know the categories.
No, but it still is. You get to control it by being smart. But Wheel of Fortune, if you spin bankrupt, you get screwed.
No, you're true. Yeah,
How
that's
good
a
are
fair
those
point.
buzzers in Jeopardy, though?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
wonder
wanna
about that.
I wonder that all the time.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure some people are just smashing right away and they might not
You
hit
think
it.
Jeopardy James has got a faster buzzer than the other contestants?
Yeah, maybe.
By the way, Jeopardy James, is he the dark-haired guy?
Yeah, Holhauser.
I saw him on another show the other night. He's on a show. It's a game show where.
Yeah, doesn't he host one now or something?
No, he's one of the experts on it. And you have to be.
Okay.
He's such an ass.
I was Team Jeopardy James.
James Holzweider. or whatever.
He looks a little creepy.
He looks creepy. He looks like
I'm a Ken Jennings
like
fan. I always have been.
No, Ken Jennings isn't on. He isn't on this one.
The dude Brad's a huge Eagles fan. What's his name? Brad.
Brad from Jeopardy. Brad.
Yeah, Jeopardy Brad.
I don't know.
He's one of the 3 all-time greats. It's Ken Jennings, James, and Brad, and he's a huge Birds fan.
It's called like beating the. You got to go up against. There's like a
Stump the
panel.
Schwab.
No, there's a battle of experts. You got to go up against, and
Beat the
he's
clock.
one of them. And that James is one
Hollywood
of them.
Squares.
And I'm saying he could be the person that you see in the post office on the wall.
Yeah,
beware of this person.
He seems a little.
Hey, Fanatic Fridays presented by PumpManPhilly.com. Pump! There you go. You need a water pump expert for your facility? 24/7 emergency repair or pump replacement? Count on Pump Man Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow. In Cooney's Corner, we're pleased with the Sixers offseason, right? Right?
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Right? You said it earlier, John. This team is better now than they were last year. You've added depth. You kept the main players that you needed to keep. I think they're going to be better just by playing with each other more and having a training camp together. But I do have this feeling, and I wanted to ask you guys this also. There's still something missing for me that they didn't get, and I wish that they would, and maybe they still will. I don't know. But is there anything on this team right now that the Sixers maybe didn't do in this offseason that you wish they would have done? And I'm not saying like, oh, Tobias Harris, give it a, like, they're keeping Tobias Harris, it looks like. Is there any piece that you wish they just would have had right now that they don't?
Well, he's working for ESPN. It's J.J. Redick, but I don't know that J.J. Redick had anything left in the tank, and he chose to leave. So, I mean, but it's almost like I feel like I'm saying it's the skill set more than the person or the player. As Andrew, I can hear the rat sound effect playing in the background.
Not really. I think by the trade deadline, if you can swing a Reggie Bullock or a Gary Harris or a Jay Crowder or something like that, I wouldn't mind another bench guy that can give you 8 to 10, kind of steady. But no major complaints because they were kind of restricted a little bit what they could do.
A shooter, though?
I would love. You mentioned
I would love
J.J.
another
Redick.
shooter.
You need a shooter or a J.J. Redick skill set. You need that shooter, don't you? This team
Yeah, I mean,
can't
I would have
shoot.
loved Danilo Gallinari, but he went to Boston.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the big one, but outside of that, no.
I just look at it like in DeAnthony Melton, you got a guy that attacks the rim. And, Jamie, you so rightfully called for it last year, saying that they just have no guys that really attack the rim. He does that. And we're going to see finishes on his part that are going to be the likes of which we haven't seen in a while. Other pieces that they've gotten, I like. Have you gotten tougher? Yeah. You know, D'Anthony Melton is a tough player in that he's not going to, be face-to-face with you like a P.J. Tucker, but he's going to attack a rim, and that's tough. So they've addressed that. But, God, I just wish they still had that athletic wing who could shoot the basketball.
Seth Curry?
And I go back and forth. Do you want an athletic wing or a guy that can shoot the ball? Obviously, you'd like both, but I think I just want a standstill off-the-bench shooter.
Don't they have to be developed?
Now,
Melton shot 37% on 5 attempts a game last year, so
they
it's
still
not
have
bad.
George Niang who can shoot the ball.
Yeah,
and he's a standstill
I like
shooter.
him a lot better as your 8th or 9th option than your 6th.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is every team's looking for that guy. You know what I mean?
It is.
So you're competing with every team in the NBA basically for that, $7 to $10 million just kind of sniper. Those guys are in high demand. So yeah, but maybe they're looking at Melton as that second unit 3 guy.
Yeah, I like what they did. I have no problems with it. No, in the back of my mind, it's just that little hazy little fog, like that hangover headache a little bit that you say, damn, I wish they just had another shooter.
They tried to with Eric Gordon.
They did.
Yeah.
They tried
So
to.
Darryl
Connor?
agrees with you.
Yeah, I'm not too worried of it just because of the volume component of it. Like, I think the majority of shots is going to be taken between Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, Joel Embiid. And I think the guys that they have can fill up the additional shots that need to be taken. Like, the depth would be nice. And we'll see. We could end up, thinking exactly how Bob's thinking if someone goes down that's one of those bench pieces. But you look at the rotation already. If you break someone else in, who's getting minutes over who? Because we're talking about, at this point, 9th and 10th guys off the bench. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the rotation's going to be an interesting thing. I only caught the back end when I was out with the COVID of you guys talking about rotation. I think, and I want to bring it up again now that I'm in here at some point, I think it's really going to be interesting what their rotation might be this season. And I have a feeling Doc Rivers isn't exactly sure yet until he gets to see what he has and who plays well with whom. I think it's a nice problem to have. But I wonder what the changeup is going to be. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, Melton's probably better than people expect. And Daniel House is, look, I'm not going to label him a sharpshooter by any means, but he can stroke it a little bit. Like, he'll be in that 35%-ish range. If the top of the league is 37, 38, except for the 40 guys. You can live with that, I guess.
Melton attacking will probably make Niang even a better shooter, get him better looks.
Definitely.
The more athletic you can be with a standstill shooter, the more open looks he gets.
Do you thinking this is over? You don't believe the shopping's over?
No, it might. They might start the season with this.
Feels like it is.
I feel like a move still could be made. There's a reason they're $5 million under that apron and can still get a couple guys that have names to them.
It almost seems like the money that Howie saves every year to be able to.
Yeah, but you can't roll it over
later.
in the NBA.
No,
but it's trade deadline.
Later.
Deadline. They could just be holding on to it there.
Yeah, and I know I'm one of the few in the city. If I was on that coaching staff, I would really have both hands on Matisse Thybulle and say, here we go. This is it. They didn't trade you. Darryl didn't trade you. We know what your shortcomings are. Let's go. You got it. You have to improve this.
Jamie, you were listening to a podcast, and they had a interesting question that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, a couple buddies I'm friends with from the Twitterverse, Mike Meach and Jesse Rendell and Eric Fink. They started a podcast called The City Pigeons, and they posed the question on Twitter the other day. I thought about it for probably way too long. Sometimes I get an interesting question, and I just don't let it go for a little bit.
Okay.
Their question was simple. Would you rather win the home run derby or the dunk contest?
For me, it's easy.
Which is what?
The dunk contest.
Okay.
Because of the athleticism. Because it means you have to be a supreme athletic specimen to win a dunk contest. You don't have to be to win a home run derby. You can be a fat guy who can just swat it. I would love to be able to soar. I would love to be able to have hops. I would love to be able to have that kind of body control.
Yeah.
There's no question. I don't even give this one a second thought.
Bob?
Chicks love dingers.
Yeah, they do.
Having played basketball my whole life and never dunked, it seems like a really cool thing to do, to be honest.
Home run
with
either.
you. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Something about going out there and smashing 45 dingers is pretty cool,
That
too.
is cool. And it's like I would go home run contest. I
Would
think,
you?
believe it
That
or not.
surprises me.
Yeah,
Connor?
That surprises me,
It surprises me that I said that too.
Connor?
Connor's not here, but we'll go.
Or
with
maybe
Coach.
not
Yeah,
Connor.
no, he's already left.
Oh, Connor's got
Coach,
the runs?
Coach, which one would you like to win?
Jeez.
I go home run.
You'd go home run too?
I go dunk contest because
Is
of
it
what...
the same reason?
Well, they're more memorable. Like, you still remember Harold Miner and D. Brown, home run contests. I think Mike Meach actually raised the point. He's like, the only one I remember is Ken Griffey Jr. hitting Camden Yards wall. He's like, the dunk contest is a little more special. Guys like Baby Jordan and D. Brown, like, profited probably more in marketing off of dunk contests. I think there's more exposure there. And I just think it's athletically a cooler accomplishment.
I mean, a home run, you're not going to remember, he hit it 500 feet to left.
Yeah.
A dunk, you remember specifically.
I can remember all dunk contests.
Yeah, guys hanging on
Vince
by
Carter
their Vince Carter by his elbow, and Doc and Jordan and everybody in between.
The home runs don't get an entire stadium out of their seats. A great dunk gets a whole entire arena out of their seats. I just think it'd be more fun.
Oh my gosh, would it be fun?
If Connor were here,
He would say home
that
run derby, I think.
He would win both of them.
Of course.
He'd say he could. If he trained for it for a little while, he could win both.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but it
he
was
could be
interesting.
able to-
I think they said most people said home run derby, which kind of surprised me.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
To sail through the air, twist your body, have that kind of strength and the core strength that it requires and the control, absolutely amazing to me.
You know why I think maybe people went there? Because right now, what's more fun to watch? I mean, the dunk contest with guys miss dunks and it's slow.
Well, it's gotten worse, no doubt.
It's gotten worse, yeah.
But that's the rules of the dunk contest.
Exactly, where the home run hitting is kind of like, 2 minutes of just bashing.
Yeah, but I don't love the new format.
You'd rather get 10 outs? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, those guys are dog tired after those 2 minutes.
They have to take a timeout.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it must be.
You're swinging as hard as you can.
And it must be exhausting.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
A lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Both
It'd be
are a lot of fun.
I can just imagine just to fly through the air.
I can't imagine.
Oh, I can't, yeah.
I had the Michael Jordan from the free throw line poster with the 10s already hanging up in my room growing up. Like, I looked at that every day and just went, wow.
Was that next to your Farrah Fawcett poster?
I didn't have Farrah Fawcett.
No,
I can barely.
I was a Tyra Banks man and Kelly Kapowski.
My vertical leap, like an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, could barely be put under my pair of
That Michael
sneakers.
Jordan poster,
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
never, he was flying.
Jordan, Dominique, Vince Carter.
Oh, even Larry
it's
Nance I used to watch all the day.
Oh my gosh! And they would and when I'm seeing guys sky, look
Kenny
like they're,
Skywalker.
I can't get over it.
Spud Webb.
Yeah, Spud Webb was incredible.
You see, it's incredible to me that you can do that.
Yeah, and Dominique was just one of the greatest dunkers of all time.
It's going to be a fun final hour for the week coming up. Ricky will drop by. Coatsy is going to drop by. And by the way, I was able to verify Coatsy does run the books for Comcast Spectacor.
Explains a lot.
See, we didn't know that. We didn't know it. So, all coming up, John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. Did you know that Bet Parks is an official betting partner of the PGA Tour? Did you know that Bet Parks gives you access to the second half of the baseball season, too? And we are going to be sitting on pins and needles wondering, are the Phillies finally going to get over the top? Well, what if I gave you a risk-free bet up to $750 if you're a new customer? You can bet on hits and home runs and strikeouts. Is Schwarber going to keep things going in the second half? Bet on it. Is JT Realmuto going to come out smoking in the second half, try to make up for the what he struggled with? You can get on it right now on the Parks Casino Sportsbook and Casino app. And I say casino app, too, because you can play 25-cent blackjack if you wanted to. Or you can even risk more. Live in-game wagering, it's fun. And the Bet Parks app is backed by the best casino in Pennsylvania, that beautiful Parks Casino in Ben Salem. We love it. We were there for dinner last week. Use my promo code Kincade when you get that risk-free bet up to $750. It'll be refunded in site credit. Check the website for details. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
They put it on the air?
Of course they put it on the air. It was a big success.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Fanatic Fridays are presented by PumpManPhilly.com. Need a water pump expert for your facility for 24/7 emergency repair or pump replacement? Count on Pump Man Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow.
It's Hoagie Fest. Today's the day. Follow your taste buds. They'll show you the way. Hoagie Fest is here. Na, 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 na.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is back. Summer tastes better when it's full of hoagie love. Get $5 shorties and $6 classic hoagies. Limited time only. See store for exclusions.
There's an epic cookie battle happening right now at Wawa. Will it be Oreo cookies and cream frozen beverages? Or will you choose Chips Ahoy cream smoothies, milkshakes, and more? If you can't choose one, go for both in our limited time ultimate cookie mashup. Made with real pieces of Oreo and Chips Ahoy cookies. 2 legendary cookies, 1 epic frozen treat. Gotta have a Wawa.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and master 5th grade math.
I can't do this. It's impossible.
Not you, Dad, your daughter. Staples will help her move forward.
Right.
Right now, Staples comp books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents each. Plus, 2 pocket paper folders are only 25 cents each. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in store only, limit 30.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
MVP's bonus days are here for pros. For 12 days, pros save big and MVPs get even more. Because MVP's Pro Rewards members can earn bonus points to redeem for rewards. Earn points on every dollar spent up to $1,000 and get up to 3 times more points when you shop select brands and products. Find MVP's bonus day savings from July 11th to the 22nd in-store and online. Exclusively at Lowe's. Exclusively for pros. MVP's Pro Rewards program subject to program terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
Things are a bit tight lately. That's why I love Kohl's. I went back to school shopping and got kids' clothes for under $6, sneakers for less than $20, and an extra 20% off already great deals, like 25% off backpacks. And get this, you can save more with a Kohl's card and earn Kohl's cash. Talk about more style and more savings. Select styles, 20% off ends July 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Car shoppers, with light inventories and heavy markups, is it even possible to find a fair deal out there? To be sure, Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester is the region's trusted name for selection and savings. With no markups and nothing priced above MSRP. Fair, honest pricing has been our way for over 30 years. Find the perfect vehicle, whether you pre-order or drive it off the lot today at Faulkner Buick GMC in Westchester on Auto Park Boulevard and at FaulknerAuto.com. To be sure.
If you run a small business, efficiency has never been more important. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing small business savings. Call now to get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/22. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Restrictions apply. New business 50 megabits per second customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply.
Hey guys, Andrew here to congratulate my friends over at Family and Company Jewelers in Marlton, New Jersey. They were just named South Jersey Magazine's best bridal jewelry store for 2022. Guys, listen, if you're looking to get engaged, Family and Company is the only place to go. The largest selection of designer jewelry, the best service, and the best prices. So go see my man Angelo at the showroom and tell him Andrew sent you, and they will take care of you. Online at familyjewelers.com.
Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
20,000 bonus points, 18.99% variable APR, and a $32 statement credit when you spend $200 before your dog's 8th birthday.
Credit card ads have all sorts of numbers, but they mean nothing to you if you don't get approved. So here's Credit Karma's number, 50. Like members who shop on Credit Karma get approved over 50% more often than the national average. Now that's a number you can rely on. Credit Karma. Apply with more confidence. Member approval rates in 2021 over 50% higher than 2020 CFPB national average.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get paid when it works best for you? That means you can get the money you earned directly after your shift, or that you get benefits like healthcare on your very first day. As an Amazon warehouse associate, you'll be amazed by what you can get. To learn more about all of the benefits of working an hourly job at Amazon, go to amazon.com/hourly. That's amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Did you know sleep apnea occurs in about 25% of men compared to only 10% of women? For every hour of quality sleep that a man loses, testosterone levels decrease by a significant amount. If you wake up in the morning feeling unrefreshed, fatigued, or tired, sleep apnea could be causing your testosterone levels to be low. Go get checked. Call Dr. Avidan Appel at Iron Mountain Men's Health. He and his team provide men of every age with tailored programs to treat low testosterone and ED. At Iron Mountain Men's Health, you meet with a physician who will make sure you receive customized treatment for your personal chemistry. Some patients, they even experience results after just their first visit. Call Iron Mountain Men's Health for a free consultation today. They offer financing for qualified patients and telehealth appointments for your convenience. Call 215-659-3770. That's 215-659-3770. Or make your appointment online at ironmountainmenshealth.com and tell them I sent you.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. The John Kincade Show.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
We've been waiting for this one. Now, Cooney lied. Last week he said, I can't wait to be back with you guys and to hear this song again. Well, you know what? Sometimes you work with liars. Sometimes the boss maybe lies to you. Maybe they tell you this is what I expect out of you, and then change and try to move the goalpost at the end. Here's what I say to you: if your boss hasn't been straight with you this week, yeah, the largest one ads appeared in the Philly Inquirer last weekend. So you know what you do? You grab yourself a copy this Sunday, and you walk in today, and you go, take this job and shove it. It's Loverboy on The Fanatic. On your Friday.
Almost ran out of runway there. That was a long one there, Johnny. I like that.
9 o'clock hour is brought to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to bagster.com.
I've missed you.
Good morning.
Ricky Vitalica's in the house.
Oh, yeah. I picked you guys up somewhere in North Jersey, believe it or not.
I love that. Excellent.
That was beautiful.
He's angry.
How you doing, Ricky?
I'm doing all right until I heard some idiot this morning.
Yeah, a fifth starter in today's game could have been a third starter in the 80s.
Starter. That's very interesting.
Pitching's much better in the major leagues today.
He's on right now, right?
Yeah, he's on.
Okay, let me ask you something, and I want an answer for this. What did you base this on?
So
don't say analytics because you can't because there was the same thing back then.
It's not analytics. Let me preface this. I'm like 90% sure that Pat Egan was the one who said.
I really don't care what Pat Egan said.
No,
what
that
did
a
you
fifth
say?
Starter could be a third starter.
And you agreed.
I think pitching today is better than it was in the 80s.
He said it's so much better.
What is your base for this?
Average velocity.
It's a lie. It's a lie. I'll prove it to you. Here's the easy thing to do. Go to MLB Game Day. Okay. And what you're getting now is arm speed. You are not getting pitch speed. You are getting arm speed. You should have known this, considering what your statement is. You should have known this by now, because you could go on there and you could see pitch by pitch, 101. You tap on it and it says result speed 92, 93. So save that garbage for somebody else.
Right on my app, it says that I get the MLB at Bat app. I can do it on any pitch.
So that's false. Next, what else did you base it on? By the way, because you throw hard, that makes you a pitcher. Guy who threw the hardest that I've ever seen was Mark Whitten. He never pitched a day in his life.
There you go.
Yeah, pitching hard doesn't make movement.
100% more movement in the past. Go ahead.
Okay.
100%. And I'll bring up Greg Maddux. You want to go against that with anybody in the major leagues right now?
No, but see, here's the thing. And this is John's argument as well. I'm not saying that there weren't better.
They don't pitch now.
They threw
throw.
strikes, Connor.
There's a huge difference between pitching and throwing. And because of the way they're brought up, they are now throwers.
Okay.
No, that's not it. You have to have more. Your basis cannot be on velocity because that's not pitching.
It's velocity, movement. It's
movement is false. 100% false. You bring up one guy, I'll bring up 100.
Okay.
Here's what my premise was, Ricky, is that I will hear someone talk about guys who played in the 60s, early 70s, 50s.
Right.
And I say,
we don't know.
I didn't see them play. I don't know.
I agree with
that. And
that.
today, I hear all this, oh, yeah, the guys in the 80s. I'm like, you didn't watch them in the 80s.
Well,
you didn't watch baseball in the 80s.
The problems, he's saying no, but the problems are analytics. People are driven by this analytics, and it's nothing that hasn't been there before. They're just making up fancy little, what somebody said, bacon today? Did you hear about this one?
I like bacon. Bacon?
Batting average with something.
God.
I don't know. It's just ridiculous. And they just come up with more names. Come on, whiffs? Like, literally, that's a stat. Whiffs. Basically, it's swing and miss.
Yeah.
Just put swing and miss. It's not a big deal. Okay? And people fall in love with different numbers on that. I played the game for a long time. I go over this stuff all the time, and there's certain ones that I have questions about because it'll say, like, even I'll use it, hard hit percentage. Does that mean they only average out the balls that you actually hit, or do they do the swing and misses as zero? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying.
There's always a way. You could make up, and I'm not kidding you could personally make up a couple analytics that nobody would think of.
I don't know. I'm not that smart, Rick.
It's not that hard.
Is it harder for batters back then or today? Because you face more specialists now than you ever did. The bullpens change.
There aren't. What are the specialists?
I mean, you have guys that'll come in for 1 and 2 pitchers. I mean, they had to put a rule change in because guys were coming in for one batter.
We actually were more endured wise in the sense
you guys
that
went
we
longer.
We would pitch two. Like I'd be a closer. I'd go 2 innings, maybe even over that.
Yeah, I would never make that argument.
That would never happen. So is it harder for the batters facing more guys than they would back then?
I don't know, because what are you really getting to? I mean, when you really think about it, if you're facing 4 relievers,
you're seeing more pitchers.
Yeah, you're seeing different pitchers, but I mean, you're also seeing different grades. Some guy might be flat as can be with his fastball. Next guy is a good slider. Okay, you know all this going into the at bats.
When we
the thing is they don't. I heard the
fifth starters used to get 7 more outs.
Well, I was thinking about
in the game. They used to pitch longer. They were pitchers.
Where would Zach Eflin or Ranger Suarez fit in with Ron Guidry? Let's see, Dick Tidrow, Ed Figueroa, and
these are fake names.
No, they're not.
He wouldn't even. He wouldn't even.
Yankees starters.
He would not even.
He wouldn't even.
We did the Mets. We did the Mets. We did the Mets. We did the Mets 80s rotation. We did with the Phillies 1980 rotation.
Doc
Zach
Gooden,
Eflin,
Ron Darling,
and he goes, "What's a Dick Ruthven?" I'm like, because you see,
that's why you can't.
Dick Ruthven is so much better.
I know. I go
Dick
way back.
Ruthven is so much better than Zach Eflin has ever wanted to be.
My whole point, if
he
you
was
didn't
there
see
too,
those guys, you can't make that argument. I could argue for the guys that I played with because I'll tell you right now, Billy Wagner would probably be clocked at 105.
Yeah, Randy Johnson now would be 107. Nolan Ryan would be 110.
You also have to look at Billy Wagner's stature. He was what, 5'10"?
Yeah.
Think about how fast his arm had to be going for that. That's why I'm saying it's arm speed that they're calculating, and the ball loses velocity as it goes down plate.
Now, I'm not just talking about like top end guys though, and I feel like that's where the argument went when we had it earlier with John. Like the average major league pitcher, do you think the velocity is up now compared to the 80s?
I don't care about the velo.
I don't think the velo.
This is the start of it. This is not the entire argument. Can we just get to this point?
Let me just try to put why do you think we see all these guys throwing 100? Just
because of the training programs have developed.
That's where you're wrong because everybody has a mask over them because they're told that these guys are throwing 100 miles. Yes, with the new radar system, they are.
Okay. See, this is a world that I stuck my toe in. This is a world that you've lived in. So, like, I'm not trying to say that my opinion holds any water compared to yours when it comes to this. Is just my feeling based on what I'm seeing. and you're obviously more ingrained in it. You played in the
let me
majors.
put it this way. On a ray gun, which was at home plate,
yeah,
I was throwing about 96, 97.
Okay.
That means I don't know what my arm speed would be at that point.
Mm.
So I'm just saying, I think we all have the wool pulled over our eyes because of this. And that Major League Baseball did it on purpose. There's no doubt about it. And as for that, I mean, you could argue this till you're blue in the face. There are guys that probably would be able to pitch as a number 3 starter, but I wouldn't say in general. No.
Yeah, I wanted to have your boy Liam Mazzoni also.
Well,
When he was
Leo
a big
would
fan.
go ballistic.
Jump in, he'd go ballistic. And I just said, and he goes, pitchers and throwers, 2 different discussions.
100%.
End of discussion.
100%.
Pitchers and throwers.
I'll tell
to
you right
throw
now.
the ball fast doesn't mean you're a pitcher.
Minor leagues, I was a thrower because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And that's where you learn. That's the other problem now, that you don't get pitchers in the big leagues because they force these guys up so quickly that they don't have time to hone their skill.
Hey, take Audible along this summer. Listen to best-selling audiobooks, exclusive originals, podcast, and more. Start with a free 30-day trial at audible.com. You're going to do you got some work to do to get ready for the best show ever.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Excited?
Yeah, another what? Week?
Yeah, another week or so to go. 10 days out.
I'm ready to go. I'm always ready to go.
I know you're ready. Why don't you take care of some business that you're here for, and then if you want to come back in with us, you can. You almost got hit by a truck.
I did, crossing the street. The lights were up and everything, the cautions. I walk across the street halfway, and all of a sudden, right by me, about 50 miles an hour.
And you feel it.
I felt the wind, yeah.
And that to me is the worst feeling in the world when a car comes that
Well,
close.
it ticks you off because you went and pressed the button, too.
Someone's not paying attention.
I mean, I could have just ran, but I probably would have been hit if I ran.
Do you think hitters are better today or back in, say, 1985? Because there's a lot that goes into that.
It depends on what type of hitter you're looking at.
I'm just talking general 1 through 9 in a lineup.
I would say, doubles-wise and singles-wise, I think back then, but I think home run hitting now, I would say. But if you go to the middle with all the steroid heads that were in there, they were better at both because they could hit a home run in any part of the ballpark.
I hate to end this discussion at the moment, but we have to go to the Comcast Business Hotline, where every day in business is a big day, because Comcast Business will help you get it all straight, because we're talking to the guy that is the power behind the throne with the Flyers, with Comcast Spectacor and everything. It's Steve Coates. Coatesy makes all the decisions, and no one even knew that. Coatesy, I always knew you were a power broker, but I didn't realize it. I'm hearing all the decisions all have to come through you.
Well, first of all, John, it's great to talk to you.
Hey, we love that.
You and Jamie and Bob. And I guess I'll take any questions you have at this time to talk about the future of this hockey team, because I'll tell you what, I keep reading these articles and I hear these people talking about the team. I don't mind you having an opinion. I don't care. We had a bad year. We'll get over it. We had a bad year. We did not do anything right as a team. Everything went wrong that could go wrong, and it's behind us. But when you start writing articles before the season even begins and saying, well, we're not going to be very good, we don't have any depth, and we haven't even started a game. And I said this on a podcast yesterday. I said, I'd invite a fan or anybody to walk into our locker room and say that to 20 players, that they don't care and don't understand and don't want to play.
Coatsy, one thing I look at is, and just talking to people all around the NHL and watching John Tortorella's career. People are trying to make it out like, well, John Tortorella's a win-now coach. John Tortorella has done building jobs in 3 separate franchises, and by the way, had wild success doing it. So I don't understand why people are like, it's almost like they don't want that hire. I want a guy who showed in Tampa, who showed in Columbus, who showed with a Rangers team that needed to sort of get over the hump to be legitimate contenders, that a guy has that skill set in his toolbox.
I can't agree with you more. If you were going to go shopping for anything, you're trying to shop for the best thing that's going to be ready for you to do what you do. So he is one-stop shopping. He checked every box. Number one is culture. The culture in this hockey club went away somehow. In the last while, we lost sight of the logo. And if you look at the history of this hockey club, I mean, did we have a bad year? Yeah. But if you look back at the history of the hockey club, no team's been in more Stanley Cup finals since '67, which was the expansion, than the Philadelphia Flyers, except Montreal. The second winningest percentage is the Flyers behind Montreal since '67. So there has been success. There has been times that were outstanding. We got this behind us. We needed a coach to come in and change that culture. He has said it himself, and this is the most important thing he said of all the great things he said. The Philadelphia Flyers, this is the Philadelphia Flyers. He understands this is the Philadelphia Flyers, and we have to get that swagger back that we had.
All right, Coachy, help me out here. It's Bob. I hear what you're saying.
Bobby.
How are you, pal? I hear what you're saying. I'm trying to take it all in. A bad year last year, yes. What has the head coach? Okay, great. But what has improved on this team that's going to take it to a much better level than it was last year?
All right, here's your answer. And everybody says it's an excuse. We, at one point last year, for extended periods of time, lost 9 players. That's 50% of your roster. Name me a sport, Bob. Name me a sport that you lose 50% of your roster that you could continue to be competitive in the number 1 league in the world. I'm going to ask you that, and then I'm going to answer your question.
Yeah, and probably your best player in Couturier, obviously, was the one that you lost.
Okay, now to answer your question. So with those players coming back, did they become worse?
Were they good enough to begin with?
Well, you just said it. Couturier, Hayes. I mean, we had Couturier, Hayes, Brassard, Thompson. 4 solid centermen that were hurt. So where do you go to get a centerman? If you have no centermen or guys that are in that caliber, that means the wingers aren't getting the puck. You're not winning the battles in the offensive zone. The team, stats going to creep up with you. The average time of possession in the offensive zone is around 9 seconds. We weren't even close to that when it comes to analytics. And that comes from the fact that you got no centers.
Right.
Then you lose a guy that's a 1 or a 2 defenseman. You lose Ellis. He played 6 games. 6. Then you lose Ristolainen. Then you lose Farabee. You lose Atkinson. And you're wondering why we're going to get better. These guys were good last year, and they're coming back. Then we go out and we add D'Angelo. Oh, they don't like D'Angelo. This guy, it just makes me giggle about how people react. This guy is a player. If anybody had seen him play last year with Carolina, they'll know he's a player. He's a flyer. Plays the game right, plays the game hard, comes to win, wanted to be a flyer, was one of the top scorers among defensemen in the National Hockey League last year. But yeah, oh no, we don't want to do that. And then on top of that, we finally go out and get some toughness in Nick Delorier, and people are worried about whether the kid got a no-trade contract. Who cares?
Coachy, I think one of the big concerns for people is where's the goal scoring coming from? If you have to look into your crystal ball, who do you predict's going to lead the team in scoring this year?
Oh, I really don't care.
Well, I mean, isn't that a main vein of a team?
All we care about is winning. And John Tortorella said, he's not going to name a captain. He wants his team to be a team. He wants his team to feel good when they get out in that locker room. He wants to represent the logo and go out and play hockey. So it really doesn't matter who your leading scorer is. You're basically saying, this is a team, and we're going to go out and do it. Guy like Delorier comes into that locker room, makes everybody feel better. Everybody. Nobody knows better about what this team needs than the players.
Hey, Coach,
they knew that they needed a guy like Delorier, and they got him.
We got Ricky Batalico in from the bullpen, too, this morning.
Hey, Coachy?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for you. He just brought up the goal scoring. Obviously, you look at other teams, they got snipers all over the place. Why hasn't this team been able to come up with a sniper in the last, 7-8 years at least? And what kind of offense are we going to see? Are we going to see crash the net? Is that what this is going to be?
Crash the net?
Crash the net. Shoot the pucks, crash the net.
Yeah, that's that old saying.
I went with your terms.
With my terms. Here's the deal. This team is going to be aggressive as far as the offense is concerned. That's the way Tortorella coaches. He likes guys that are active. He likes guys that block shots, and he's going to be forechecking What a system is, I don't know yet. No idea. But the scoring, you got to look for Farabee. You got to look for Konechny to make a big comeback. Atkinson. All these players, having Coots back, all these players are going to be better because of the coach. That's one thing for sure. This team, every player is going to get better. If you take a look at the Farabees and the Konechnys and all these players, they come in and they're young, they're playing good, and then all of a sudden they went south. How did they go south? What happened? Culture. The culture, and it became too easy to lose. They lost all these players, and it just was a huge ball rolling downhill.
Really?
So the scoring, the scoring will take care of itself. And everybody goes, why you can't get a sniper, and you can't do this, you can't do that. There's times that you've got to sit back and understand what's going on in the marketplace. Like I said to when we were talking about, signing these players in the cap and all these different things. Do you know how many, just in Deloria alone, 18 teams, 18, not 2 or 3, 18 teams wanted Nick Delorier. So what comes into play here? Supply and demand. The Flyers wanted and needed a player like Delorier. They went out and gave him a no-trade contract and a couple of million a year for 4 years. And everybody's all upset.
Yes. Coatsy, we want you in for breakfast and everything when we get closer to training camp. You coming in?
Sure. What do you want to talk about?
We're going to talk about
that. Doesn't matter. We'll have mimosas,
You can
Coatsy.
talk
That's
about
all that
anything.
matters.
You can talk about anything. We just want you in with your energy and your fire. We got you in.
I am so, listen, I appreciate, for me to come on, I've been doing this, I'm in the pro hockey business 47 years. And I've been through the ups and the downs, and I've seen the good and the bad, and I've seen the different things and how the game has changed. But I don't like misrepresentation. I'll be honest if a guy's no good. I'll be honest if the team's no good. But when I see misrepresentation from people that have no idea what they're talking about, then it gets me going.
I like your energy, and Coatsy, we look forward to having you come on in, hang out with us closer to the season, all right?
I would love to. Will you serve coffee?
Yeah, we will. No, we're having coffee and food.
Irish coffee, Coatsy. I'll take care of that for you.
If Cooney's going to be there,
oh yes,
I'd rather come right after the show and have a beer with him.
Oh no! You can drink before and after this show
and during.
You see, we have different rules here. Thanks, Coatsy. See you, buddy.
Always a pleasure, guys.
There you go.
All right, Steve.
Steve Coates joined us on the Comcast Business Hotline. Every day in business is a big day. Agree or disagree with Coatsy? The energy's great, and there is one thing.
I'll agree that the energy's great.
There is one thing he definitively says that I 100% agree with. 100%. That other people are going to say, oh, he's sunshine and lollipops. John Tortorella makes this organization better the minute he walks in the door, and I believe the entire roster will be better because of having him here.
Sure, you still need goal scorers.
Oh, no, you do. But this team will be much more.
They're going to be better because he's going to expect them to be better.
And he's going to
change the culture. There's no doubt about that.
So in that regard, he's right.
Skilled players.
Got a lot more going on. Hey, Ricky's around. We're hanging out. We're having some fun. It's a Friday morning John Kincade show on The Fanatic. I know this. The BetParks app is amazing. Get the BetParks app and download it now because you're going to want to get in on all the excitement coming down the stretch in the final 70 games of this baseball season. We are going to be watching the Phillies night in, night out. Do you think Kyle Schwarber's going to continue to hit dingers every other night? Well, if you do, you get on in and you place that wager now. If you think that some of the Phillies pitchers are going to be able to come up with some fantastic strikeout performances, bet on it now on the BetParks app, the only sportsbook and casino app that I recommend to you. And when I say casino app, all the casino games are there for you too. You will live in-game wagering. You will just absolutely be able to get in on the action anytime that you wish. And with a risk-free bet of up to $750, refunded in site credit should you lose, you got nothing to lose. So download the app today. You can do it in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. You got to be 21. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that.
Yeah, he must work out.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
In the Delaware Valley, helping each other isn't just the neighborly thing to do. It's in our blood. It's in our plasma, too. In fact, over the years, thousands of Philadelphia area residents have helped people they'll never even meet by donating plasma at local CSL plasma donation centers. Your plasma donations have been instrumental in our efforts to create new therapies for patients living with rare and serious diseases, and have helped us provide medicines and vaccines to people in more than 100 countries around the world. We're proud to be part of this community, and we can't wait to say thank you in person at local events in the community throughout the summer. So please, when you see the CSL tent, stop by to cool off, hydrate, and grab a fun giveaway. Interested in other ways you can partner with CSL to improve patients' quality of life? Ask us about participating in one of our clinical trials or learn more at cslbearingtrials.com. That's cslbearingtrials.com. We thank you for all that you do, Philadelphia, because together we are saving lives.
Hey, kids, I'm going to Wawa. Anybody want anything? It's Hoagie Fest.
Hoagie Fest is here.
So, classic meatball and classic Italian with cherry pepper relish. And a new picture frame.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is back. Whatever your order, summer tastes better when it's full of hoagie love. Get $5 shorties and $6 classic hoagies. Limited time only. See store for exclusions.
There's an epic cookie battle happening right now at Wawa. Will it be Oreo cookies and cream frozen beverages? Or will you choose Chips Ahoy cream smoothies, milkshakes, and more? If you can't choose one, go for both in our limited time ultimate cookie mashup, made with real pieces of Oreo and Chips Ahoy cookies. 2 legendary cookies, 1 epic frozen treat. Gotta have a Wawa.
If you are drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of the special IRS tax programs that are available and will free you from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardships consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and can't afford to pay them back, or you even have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to live in fear. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline. Do not take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even go after your Social Security check.
Call Community Tax today, 800-375-1211. To end your tax troubles, call now, 800-375-1211. Get a free consultation. Call 800-375-1211. That's 800-375-1211.
Baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis. No matter what your game is, defense matters. Same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot, now recommended for people 5 years and older. Schedule an appointment as soon as you are eligible, following completion of your primary series. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
This trip is for real. Rob Zombie, Mudvayne, Freaks on Parade Tour. Zombie, Mudvayne, together. Friday, July 29th, Freedom Mortgage Pavilion with Static X and Powerman 5000. Get tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Zombie, Mudvayne, part of the Mattress Warehouse Concert Series.
Progressive presents Married to Your Home.
I'm disgusting.
Oh, House, don't say that.
You could live someplace so much better than me.
That's not true.
Oh, yeah? Look at these uneven stairs. Gross.
House, you know I don't care.
Ugh, and the squeaky door hinge.
Well, I think it's cute.
No matter how much you already love your house, you'll love it more knowing you could save big bundling your home and auto with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Stars and Stripes Harley needs used bikes. It is giving NADA retail value in trading for a new Harley this week. No matter how much you owe on it, Stars and Stripes Harley will trade anything. Bikes, cars, ATVs, RVs, and more. NADA retail value for your motorcycle. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. At Stars and Stripes Harley, all credit
Credit applications considered. Stars and Stripes Harley-Davidson is part of the #1 volume Harley dealer group in the Northeast. Retail trade value ends this Sunday.
Adjustments made based on reconditioning in mind. Any negative trade-in equity may be applied to new amount finance on approved above average credit.
Mom, Dad, you should shop Amazon for back to school and save some money. See, I'm currently obsessed with superheroes and need all the superhero stuff. Superhero lunchbox, superhero backpack. But next year, it'll be something else. Maybe dinosaurs? I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. But I can tell you not to spend a fortune and shop low prices for school on Amazon. Okay, good chat. Amazon. Spend less, smile more.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now.
It's Friday morning after a week of games at the ballparks, and that means it's time for me to award the official Pierce Phelps Bryant Whatever It Takes award to the Phillies player who did whatever it took to help the club this week. Well, this week I'm going to give the award to, not just based on the week, but on the kind of season he's having, we're going to give it to third baseman Alec Bohm for his stellar performance. What has he done lately? Well, how about 8 for his last 18? How about he's had a hit in 17 of his last 19 games, getting that average up to a respectable 276. Respectable is also how you can describe him in the field. And just like Alec Bohm, your Pierce Phelps Bryant heating and air conditioning contractor will do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable when you're watching the game at home from your couch this summer. To find a Pierce Phelps Bryant contractor near you, visit nopaybryant.com.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Can we wrap this up? I need to get home in time for General Hospital.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Martin Law is Philly's original law firm for injured workers. Schedule a free consultation today at paworkinjury.com. We appreciate our friends at Martin Law. Ricky Vitalico in with us today. He wasn't with us yesterday. You were moving your daughter from Boston, right?
Well, getting everything going. Yeah,
How fun's
I
that?
have 2 daughters to
Yes.
move.
But not to Boston.
No, my other one's got to move to Washington, D.C.
Oh, what part of town?
Actually, her apartment is overlooking Nationals Park. It's one of them with the...
And she can see it.
Yes, she can see the game from
It's a nice area now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
She can see that. Ricky Vitalico in with us here and everything. Steve Coates just...
Came out swinging.
He was ready
did.
to go.
Now, here's the one thing I would say is that with Coatesy, and it is my belief, and it is something that I've always said is, you guys should have been interrupting. I already have a couple emails. You guys should have been interrupting him and contesting some of these points. This is Steve Coates' point of view, and you have a 4-hour show to contest any point you want. I would tell you that Steve Coates' impassioned defense of the Flyers, I find charming, I find exciting and interesting. I found a lot of it not backed up by logic. But the thing is, you bring people on to let them hear. I believe when you bring Steve Coates onto your show, people want to hear you. They want to hear Steve Coates.
Yeah.
So you bring Steve Coates on, you let Steve Coates go. Somebody wound him up this morning. I mean,
He came on ready to go.
Oh, my gosh.
He read something that he hated because he had a bone to pick. But my question to him was...
The goal scorer.
Very logical. Very logical.
Simple, and I feel like 99% of teams in the league, if you asked somebody that covers them who's going to be the leading goal scorer this year, they'd have an answer for you. I'm trying to honestly rack my brain here. I mean, if Cam Atkinson is potentially your top goal scorer,
you're in deep trouble.
You're in some doo-doo. So I think, he says he doesn't care. He was kind of going from as long as everybody contributes and chips away at it, it'll be fine. I don't believe that to be today's NHL. Sorry.
I feel like this is a stop them up at the red line type team.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
They're going to try to block up center ice.
I mean, John Tortorella's teams are going to play a lot tougher.
Oh, there's no doubt
There's
about
going to be a lot more of you're going to pay a physical price when you play against his team.
Everybody's going to love Tortorella. I don't even think that's part of the question.
Yeah, but there were a lot of people going, don't hire him. He's a win-now coach. That is completely illogical based on his
They'll have
resume.
these guys playing hard. That's for sure.
And don't you have to? And the biggest problem they got, the only thing that I'll completely agree with Coatsy on, is that this franchise has a terrible culture, and last year I thought they had a terrible work ethic. Watching that product, I know with John Tortorella, I have 100% confidence that will be better.
I can't remember a game that they blew somebody out.
No, and just what stuck with me, and it's been my thing with the Flyers for a long time now, and I love Coatsy, and I've known him for a while. But to come out and say this organization is so successful since 1967.
Rattling off the resume.
Like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm a what have you done lately for me guy. And what you've done lately for me is won a cup 48 years ago.
And they went to the finals in 2010.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's just, I don't look. I'm not going to compare my hockey knowledge to Coatsy's at all. He sees a lot more than the average fan is seeing right now. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe, he's talking about 9 players not being there. Okay, besides Couturier, I like Hayes a little bit, and I know about Ellis. I just don't.
I mean, their top line is Farabee, Couturier, Konechny. Stack that up against top lines in the NHL,
not good enough.
and you're probably last.
Here's what I'm going to say too, though, is that there is we all want to be fans. We all want to be fans. We all want the team to do well. Everybody wants it to do well, but
sure.
It's there's like Jamie's question and your question was not in any way a gotcha question. A question like offered with disrespect of any kind or otherwise. Is it? That's what I was.
That's what I'm concerned about.
That's why I'm a little surprised at the defensiveness.
And what concerns me is I'm a hockey fan. I'll watch every game just to watch it.
Right,
if they lose, they lose. There's really nothing I have control over what they're doing on the ice. But I want, obviously you want them to win, and you want to see them in some good situations late in the season. And we're just trying to figure out where things are coming from. We understand your starting goalie. You got yourself Carter Hart. We know he's starting goalie. But, I mean, after that, where is the offense coming from is going to be the biggest question.
And my bigger fear is that Coatsy speaks for the organization as an entirety.
I think he's speaking for Coatsy, but I think
I feel like that's something that is spoken within those walls. I believe he was a microcosm of what the organization believes.
Well, the thing is, if you start...
That's what I'm scared of.
Oh, my God.
That's the biggest
guys,
fear,
what are they supposed to believe? Seriously, as a player, you're going into this thinking that you could win.
Sometimes you have to dip into reality. And sometimes I don't think that the upper echelon of the front office of the Flyers has done that over the last 25 years, maybe.
Everybody wants that 93 Phillies flash in the pan.
Well, and remember remember the idea
that team
is
on
that
paper wasn't
whenever
there.
I have always been of the belief doing this job that when a coach, an organization, a general manager starts rattling off past resume items, that they know they're in trouble today. And when Coatsy had it lined up with no team's been to the finals more, no team's been, that to me is the rattling off of a resume of a coach's. Doug Peterson did this his last year, completely in defense. Well, I played in the league. I played there in the league. So the guy is asking me the question, I played in the league. I understand. I played quarterback. I understand this. And then starts rattling off how many games they won. And I always think that's when they're waving the white flag.
Yeah, I think...
I respect them coming on. I appreciate Coach.
Oh, absolutely. No question.
We love him here.
I would love to sit down with Coach, and maybe when he comes in for breakfast, we'll get this. Okay, we heard everything you said, but where do they need to improve? Like, what has to happen? Let's look at this more closely as opposed to on maybe a rosier way of looking at it. Let's look at it in reality. Like, all right, TK, you just said you need him to do. Can he? I don't know. I've kind of lost confidence in the guy. I don't know if Konechny can be
I think that was his problem last year, though. He lost his own confidence.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you usually kind of fall down a little bit with your own game. But part of the game is picking yourself back up.
Hey, Jamie, I want to make sure we get to this because I know you put it together for folks. And I know that on Friday afternoon, sometimes you're looking for something that might entertain you this weekend, but we all don't get to live like a Lynch.
Want to live the good life? Then live like a Lynch. Live like a Lynch.
I love the echo. I love the echo sound effect.
Well, kicking off the weekend tonight, one of Rick's favorite bands is here, the Hanson Brothers. They're at the Fillmore Theater tonight.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I know you got tickets.
No,
I'm in the mosh pit.
No, they're Hanson.
Yeah, now they're Hanson.
They're not the Hanson Brothers.
Well, they're still the Hanson Brothers to me.
Slapshot.
Bop.
That's true, too.
So, Rick, have fun at the show tonight. I know you'll enjoy that.
I'm in the mosh pit.
How
Firstly,
old are they now?
They're probably around my age, I would think, the oldest brother.
Imagine, yeah.
First of all, the Phillies are back in town.
I interviewed them.
I'll be there tomorrow.
You interviewed the Hansons?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I had to do it for the newspaper. They were in town,
Were they
and
cool?
they asked me. I think it was a phone, or did I meet him in a hotel? I forget, but
You
Are
don't
they like
remember?
teenagers?
Wait a minute, you don't remember meeting them?
they were like, no. I think it was in a hotel lobby. Yeah.
Bob's first question was, "Have you ever met Bruce
No,
Springsteen?"
I don't think. Cool wasn't something I
Do you
came
like
away
to have
with.
sex
yeah.
and drink beer? We're 12, sir. We're
Maybe.
12.
The Phillies are back. It feels like it's been like almost 3 weeks since they've been back in town. They got the 12 o'clock start on Sunday. It's going to be hot as hell out there. I know Bob and Rick will be loving it, sweating and watching baseball. A couple things going on around town right now. Old City Eats started last night. So now through next Thursday, there's 20-plus restaurants in the Old City area that are doing 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Discounts on beers, cocktails, and some small plates. Kind of cool to walk around there. As you're walking down Old City, if you want to head to the river, last night also started the Philly River Stroll, which is going on for the next 2 weeks. Basically from Spruce Street, Harbor Park, down through the River Rink, Summerfest. All the places are going to have a bunch of specials going on. The new spot down there, which I think Connor has been to, the Liberty Point.
Love Liberty Point.
It looks really cool. It's the old Seaport Museum, and they basically
yeah.
they made the levels of it outside a big bar restaurant, so you're right on the water.
I didn't know the Seaport Museum closed.
I didn't either.
No, it's still open. This was just unused, like back staircase.
that's awesome.
Is like an outdoor beer garden right on the water.
That's
it's
awesome.
Huge.
And they're doing something cool, which is the Philly Grown Music Series, where they're having local artists perform every night, 6 o'clock. $15 cover to get you in. But you get to sit on the river and listen to music.
I wandered through it by accident once, and it was delightful.
Yeah, it sounds
and
cool.
have a cocktail.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do that. A couple other things going on. Harry Potter exhibit has opened at the Franklin Institute.
Where's Tunis?
I've
Tunis is going to want
never
that.
seen any of those movies.
Either have I.
I've seen bits and pieces.
That's not our demo.
But people, like my sister's a
My
Harry
daughters
Potter
didn't
nut, Tunis. A lot of people are. So that's going on through mid-September now at the Franklin Institute. I'm sure that'll be a very busy exhibit. Tomorrow night, Connor Barwin is doing his benefit concert at the Dell Music Center.
Good job, Connor.
It's the band Japanese Breakfast, and all proceeds are benefiting his Parks initiative to build playgrounds and help the city's park system. And then finally, I know, John, you're excited. One Republic.
Really?
Coming to Camden on Sunday night.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
One Republic?
You'll be there, John.
Guess what? I go over
going
there
to
instead of
Hanson.
Hanson. See, I'll skip that as
Can't go to both.
over Hanson.
And there's also the Eakins Oval Ferris wheel kind of activity.
It's been there
thing.
for a month.
I know. It's still there.
Goes around.
I don't get it.
I don't really have much interest
Yeah,
in it.
Ferris
Some
wheels
people
don't really move the needle.
Yeah, Ferris wheels don't do much.
Is Japanese Breakfast, aren't they from here?
I'm not sure.
I think they're from here.
Japanese breakfast, isn't that sushi?
No, but I thought they were from. No, but I thought they were from here.
They are origin. It says Philadelphia and Eugene,
Yes.
Oregon.
Olivia may have one of the
Eugene
other.
what?
There you go.
Eugene Origin.
Also,
Eugene
Orgy.
the Jake Owen post Phillies game concert is this Saturday. after the
Oh,
game.
that's right. Is that the guy that goes
John,
barefoot?
you're going to be
I'll
there.
be there for that.
Yeah.
Is he the barefoot dude?
Barefoot Blue Jean Night? Yeah, that's Jake Owen.
Okay.
By the way, I will be hosting tomorrow.
You are hosting
I'm
tomorrow?
hosting
You're Michael
the
B.
Players
tomorrow?
Edition, yes.
Ooh, who is your
really?
guest?
My guest will be Ben Davis.
Oh.
You and Ben.
Yes.
Two skillet heads in one
Yeah,
room.
it should be interesting.
They have to go to the different camera when your two heads are on TV.
Why?
You guys got big heads.
You know how much bigger he is than me?
Yeah, I know, but you two got giant heads.
He's giant.
Oh, he's got a giant head.
Jamie's got a giant head.
Jamie, look, Jamie's head's
Maybe
big.
you have a little head.
Could be. Jamie's head looks like, but Ben Davis's head looks like a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
He's 6'5".
He has a
whatever he is.
square head. Yeah.
He's got that Rock'em Sock'em
He's a
robot.
big dude, yeah.
It doesn't look
He's a
like it
big
as much
dude.
in person, though, just on TV. Like, when
I'm
you see him
surp-
in the press box, like,
No, you don't. You
square you up
don't
and you
see
look
anything.
bigger on TV
You
anyway.
don't see
Yeah.
anything usually that sort of like that manly and tough coming out of Malvern. I mean, that's impressive.
He's a beast.
That's very impressive. Usually, you see the soft country club type boys
He's a beast.
coming out of Malvern.
He can play some golf, too, so be careful with
Now,
that.
his boy's 17.
Yeah, he's...
His oldest.
Yeah, and he's looking to be a big-time pick, too, I think.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, he hits home runs, like major home
He
runs.
hits
He
dingers.
hits stingers.
He does.
Chicks
He
dig
hits
him.
stingers. All right, let's give Tunis a little help beforehand here in our listener suggested segment, if we can get to it here.
Here is the listener suggested segment of the day.
All right, I heard Andrew Salchunas getting excited on Wednesday because his wife texted him. No, not a naughty text, Rick. She says she wants to be a fan of a soccer team.
Oh.
She wants to pick like a Premier League team and start really being a soccer fan. Well, we get an email from Listener X.
Oh, shady.
He literally says he's using Listener X because many of his friends are big fans of 97.5. He says, I'm going to be married next May, and my fiance also doesn't understand me and my obsession with my Philly sports teams.
You got problems going on.
She will wear the gear and occasionally go to a game, but she doesn't get it. She never takes issue with me watching or going to a game, but I wish she was into it like I am. You guys are all married. Is this a red flag going into my marriage? And Listener X really wanted to use Listener X because he goes, somebody's going to tattle to his fiance. I'm going to say this to you. My wife hates sports. She loves the Flyers are her favorite Philly team. She'll go to a hockey game over anything else. If the Eagles are on, she'll put on an Eagles T-shirt and she'll stay in the room and she might read a book or do something. I don't think it's a red flag at all. It actually helps our marriage by she lets me go do my thing.
I think it comes down to if you're willing to trade off at some point.
And do what?
And, well, I mean, Philly's games for something that she wants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sometimes that's
A
not
movie.
always. I wasn't good at that.
I would say the red flag is expecting somebody to change.
Right, you can't
accept her for what it is. If she gets into it, great. If not, use it as time with your buddies to go enjoy sports.
Why do you care if she's
Yeah,
into
don't
it?
don't force her to change.
And that's what I put in my note to him is I said, don't worry about it. I said, it's helped us in 20 years of marriage that Christine will be like, oh, you're going to the Eagles game? Good.
My ex didn't
You're
even
going
like
to Phillies?
baseball.
Good. Go, right.
Well, yeah. I would
it's
say
because
this.
she got turned off by obnoxious players.
It's on
Probably.
the Phillies teams to be good to overcome this problem. Because if the Phillies go on a run, the Eagles go on a run, you know how many more people that think they're not sports fans jump onto that and say, oh, this is fun. Look at this. They might win a championship. So if he can get a run out of the Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, somebody coming up soon, a run to maybe a championship, her vision of sports will change.
There you go. Might help.
Yeah.
That might change it.
Well, there's a lot of people that go to the sporting events to drink.
Okay, yeah.
As a social event.
Idiots.
I'm just saying they don't. A lot of people don't go because they have a rooting interest. I think I'm serious.
You go they go for the event.
You know,
they go for the night out.
You know how many people I've heard in the last couple of years say, what do I wear to an Eagles tailgate? Do I have to get a shirt? Do I have to buy a jersey?
Yes, you have to.
You know, if you got to think about that, stay home.
I mean,
love it.
Those 2008 Phillies teams, probably a third of the stadium were people there just to drink in the sun and
Always
have
a
fun.
red shirt, too. Everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, and everybody wearing the gear and everything like that. I think it's awesome if you're Bob, how much different interest do you have from Donna? Like, do you guys have a lot in common, or do you have different interests? Are there things she wants to do that she's like fine to say, go do your own thing? I'm doing my own.
I would say our biggest differences are when it comes to television viewing. Other than that, it's just kids and family and all. But when it comes to television viewing, that's where we're different.
Like Christina wants to see that the new there's like I guess it's a prequel to the Game of Thrones.
House of the Dragons.
The Game of Thrones. She's so excited for this
Looks awesome.
prequel. I'm like,
It's 250 years, I believe, before Game of Thrones.
and she said, I'll be watching. She goes, I'll be watching that without you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she goes, I'll watch that when you're watching the Phillies.
It's not a
Good.
problem.
That's not a problem.
No.
It doesn't. It's not a red flag in your
Unless
marriage.
you need to hold her hand 24/7, then you'd have an issue.
That is the red flag.
Yeah. That is a red flag.
The wife
nobody
who
lives.
the wife who don't want to let you have any breathing room.
Nobody lives 24/7.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Maybe in Lifetime movies they do, and that's another thing she watches that I don't.
Lifetime, those are weird movies.
No, it's the same movie every time.
No, yeah, but just a different. Yeah, I
It's
getcha,
a
a different plot.
It's the same, but it's the same concept every time. They don't like each
Good
other
always
in the beginning,
prevails at the end in those too.
and then they kiss in the final scene,
I don't.
and then
watch
they don't have any.
through
There's
them.
no sex in the. There's no sex in the movies. None of them.
Well, it is on the Lifetime channel. What are
Or
you
like
expecting?
Hallmark movies, like they
It's
like.
not the Playboy channel.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't have any like. They don't even like allude to like the couple consummating the deal on
Well,
a
if there's a
Hallmark
kid
movie.
born, then they alluded to it.
Yeah, but they don't show that until the next movie, maybe the follow-up.
Is that what you need in your movies, John?
What do you want them to show here, man?
Oh, wait. Oh, come on.
You
cannot
have
sit.
to have consummation.
I got a couple channels I can send
Okay,
you.
if you could sit through one of those Hallmark movies,
No, thank you.
see, that's what I'm saying.
No, I
You
don't want
can't
to watch
sit
it,
through
but I'm also
same
not
movie every
expecting
time.
them
It's
to
the
put
same
like.
exact
Lifetime
movie.
is better than Hallmark.
The first,
Yeah, because they have murderers and
the
stuff.
girl's going to
Yeah.
meet the wonderfully good-looking girl is going to meet the studly guy, and they're not going to get along. There's going to be she doesn't like him for some reason. He didn't like her for some reason. And then they find that they keep getting put in each other's orbits, and it all comes together, and then they kiss in the last.
Well, there's always a scandal.
Oh, yeah, there's
on
something.
Lifetime, there's always a scandal.
Well,
on,
Lifetime, yeah.
where the husband's been cheating and has a secret
they
family
do
somewhere
murders
else.
and they do
Well,
stuff
on
like that.
Lifetime, it's always the husband bad. Right? That's the premise of every
Yeah, I've
single.
never really seen
the husband's
anything else
bad, the
other way.
boyfriend's bad, because it's the woman's the heroine in every one of those movies.
I think we're all created equal.
Isn't that nice? Is that going to be the premise of the best show ever?
We're all created equal.
We are all
You
created.
didn't do the
equal.
question mark.
We're all created
You got to
equal.
work on that.
The best show ever.
Ricky goes, we're all created equal?
I think Connor, was it Coach who took down my exclamation points?
I have no idea who did that.
Coach?
I barely know what's going on
Coach,
10 feet
did you
in front
take
of my
down
face.
my exclamation points on the John Kincade show signs?
Oh, no. I didn't.
Who took them down?
Coach is a good guy. He wouldn't do that.
I put up exclamation points because I said, if your show gets an exclamation, you get the question mark. Why can't our show have punctuation? The John Kincade Show.
Is that the best punctuation to go with?
What would it be?
I don't know. The ellipses, like there's something else going on that you got to check in for, would be pretty cool. The ellipses is mysterious.
Yeah, but how do you
The
articulate?
dot.
Yeah,
how do you
that's the
articulate
ellipse. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
that
I was just
when you're
making-
saying
No,
the
yeah,
name?
yeah, I got you.
The best show ever. You can sort of go best show ever. Best show
Don't,
ever. You can figure it out. Well,
It's best show ever. Question mark.
Question mark.
There you go.
Trying to figure this
So
thing
you
out.
say the question mark?
Why not?
All right.
I guess.
Ricky, if in the next 12 games, just to wrap this up, next 12 games, you got 5 with the Braves, you got the 3 with the Cubs, and you got 4 with the Pirates. Does it matter to you what their record is after 12 games if they go 1-4 against the Braves and dominate the Cubs and the Pirates?
No, not really. I see where
It
you're
doesn't tell
going
you
with
anything
this.
about it?
That just keeps you right in that number 3, the final wild card. The problem with the final wild card is you play all away games right off the bat. You don't get a home
The
game.
last 2 wild cards you did. Last 2 wild cards you did.
What do you mean?
Because the first wild card hosts the second wild card. The first wild card
last
is there.
two.
So the last 2 wild cards don't get a home game.
And by the way, I heard you say San Diego earlier.
You would love them.
Well, don't forget
Tatis is
Jr.
coming back soon.
Yeah, but
he
I'd
started
rather face
swinging
him than
in
face. Would you rather
rehab game.
with him face the Braves?
Tatis, Machado, Hosmer.
Joe
They got some
Musgrove.
bats.
Don't say Voit with no shirt on.
But their pitching's
Voit was the
Skeptical?
perfect Yankee.
Yeah. How about no shirt underneath every day?
That
Come
dude
on,
was built
man.
to play first base in Yankee Stadium.
I'm not. I'd rather play them than the Braves. Yes.
Yeah, you'd rather play them than the Braves. You don't want to play the
I
World
guess the
Champions.
Phillies would be in Houston. Is that correct at the end of the year?
Last
their final
last
three.
series
So that
is at
wouldn't be a
Houston.
bad flight going out there.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. And also, too, if they're in Houston, maybe Houston's already
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
locked it
they're
up.
resting people.
Houston will be shutting it down.
Because
in
if
that
the
series.
Phillies don't have Wheeler and Nola going in the first 2 playoff games, I think you're in trouble. I think you're in trouble with that.
I think they will. I think they'll get to a point.
Unless you have to, unless you got
all
to
you
pitch
need
your
is
way
a
in.
2-game edge at that point. Really, well, 3-game edge will definitely do it. But
It's great seeing you a day later, Ricky.
yeah, it's always
We
nice
appreciate
seeing
you, buddy.
guys.
Hey, support life-saving cancer research. Join us and our generous partner, H&H Heating and Air Conditioning, and make a donation to the AACR today at 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR. H&H Heating and Air Conditioning bailed you out a little bit yesterday, didn't they, Jim?
Oh, they saved my bacon yesterday.
Great work. Cancer research saves lives. We love you. We hope you have a great weekend. We hope everybody's safe, and we hope that you're going to be back on Monday early.
Can I give a shout out to Thomas Webster? Saved my bacon yesterday. Thank you, Thomas.
You can. Love you. We'll be back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
The John Kincade Show.
I am so excited I can't stand it.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Yesterday started the project. We took the first step with Landis Block and Concrete. Christina and I went up to Souderton, went to see their beautiful showroom, and got to see the amazing amount of selections that we had on styles and colors and cuts of stone and tile, and it was absolutely amazing. We heard Landis Block and Concrete for years on this radio station talking about building outdoor paradises. Well, you know what? We had the imagination that they tell you to need, and I cleared the budget, and we had the space. So now we just had to meet with Jared and the team up at Landis Block and Concrete. We got it started yesterday. We have picked the materials for the project. Now, the next step is he's hooked us up with a contractor who is going to help us build this beautiful new backyard. It's going to be awesome. Landis Block and Concrete has so many great ideas, too, to make your backyard the paradise you're looking for. You want an outdoor kitchen? You want a fire pit? You want some seating area? Whatever you want, they're going to create it for you. I'm telling you, trust Landis Block and Concrete. We have gotten the process started, and the process is going to come up with a jaw-dropping outdoor paradise for us. Visit